There we go. Hi. He's playing Civ. I'm sure he'll be just a moment.
Like, did I put my phone? I got my post-it notes in. Now I can properly bookmark my Pathfinder book.
Nice.
My God, Tyler.
So where did we leave off?
We're on Warlocks.
Oh, no way.
Yes. We're actually almost to the end of
Jesus
all the
Christ.
classes. There's only 2 more after we finish this, but this will probably take 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure. Listen, I don't actually think we should go that late. I don't really want to. Oh, and also it's super late for Dan, so, you know.
What was I gonna say? we'll we'll get half of them done.
Mm-hmm.
However long that takes. Oh my God.
I got an
Subscription already. That's
I,
you.
I got an ad the moment I pulled up the
Of
stream.
course you did.
I was like, oh fuck, that's right.
Yeah, it's been a second.
Yes, I want boba. I've not had food.
You've not had food? Oh my! It's like 2:30.
Yeah, well, you know. I was debating if I would even get lunch. I was thinking about skipping.
Okay, so should we
This
get boba from a place that also has food then?
if you can
Yeah, that's no problem.
thank.
Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised that DoorDash doesn't have a special section just for boba. Like, why doesn't it have a special tag? I'm sure there are a lot of people getting this shit delivered. Ooh, who was that? I'll check in a second. Sorry. Ah, it's Evan. Welcome back.
Hey. We are just waiting for Dan and ordering boba.
Yep. we'll go for a classic. I've actually always wanted to try the deep fried potatoes from here. So I think I'm going to get that. It's kind of bonkers how big the menu of this place is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some stuff that just truly has no business being on here.
True. So, does anyone still remember how D&D works?
I think I'm still like tuned into D&D numbers. We haven't played that much Pathfinder.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We really gotta finish these fucking streams before before we forget everything.
Yeah.
And have to like rejigger our brains.
Oh, it's Mads.
Hey. Good morning. Same. Hype train, we go.
Yeah. Literally one of my friends tweeted at me when they saw me playing Endwalker. They literally tweeted at me where is it? Yeah, Tales of Lost in Fire and Fame.
Yeah.
Every time I open the fucking game. Sub gift or use bits to get to the next level. Get on my level. Making characters for 5e, but you've only made clerics and a ranger, so you haven't really made characters. Then I take it.
Ooh.
But
Oof.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Clerics are pretty useful.
I'm so. Fuck Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, do they not have the croquette anymore? Oh, I'm destroyed. I'm saddened. I'm tragic.
I think I'm just getting the popcorn chicken.
This is my Joker arc.
You are going to become the Joker.
I think you got Ranger figured out pretty well. Listen, we did that tier stream and we were we found some stuff that was like salvageable.
I don't even remember what the Ranger tier list looked like. Hang on.
It was pretty balanced, all things considered, but that was because like there wasn't really a Ranger that was like so dog shit, other than like Horizon Walker, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like surprisingly more evenly distributed than one would think, if I recall correctly. Wow, seriously, they don't have it anymore? I'm like actually destroyed by that. It's so sad.
Oh.
Oh well.
Am I blind? Oh, we did Ranger in a day, huh?
Yeah, it was not that hard.
It looked That was one of the ones that we rated at the top. They go pretty fucking, they're pretty damn good, especially at early levels. Gloomstalkers.
Gloomstalkers? Oh, Gloomstalkers like nuts. Honestly, Gloomstalker is one of those things where it's like so easy to engineer the setup because it's not that hard to set up magical darkness. That you can really outpace a fighter for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, even if you're, like, for instance, if you're making, like, 3 attacks versus 2 attacks that have advantage, I think you would actually take the 2 attacks with advantage.
Mm-hmm. Depending on their AC, that can be better, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it bumps your crit rate up, too. I don't know how much that matters. I would have to look at the math, but, like, advantage is, like, a +5, right? So, like, would you take 2 attacks at +5, or would you take 3 attacks? I guess that's... yeah, I guess. I can see an argument for either way. They're just invisible in dark. Yeah, it's really nutty. Man, I think I also want like a fresh tea. I want something like refreshing. Like I don't even.
Okay, but hear me out, Evan. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the Warlock?
Yeah, Warlock fucking rules. We had like a loose idea for what we were gonna do for dinner, so I think I won't go too ham on the food. Probably I'll just get some fries.
Wait, they have fries?
They have a couple different kinds. They have waffle fries. They have potato fries. They got sweet potato fries. Warlocks do be ripping. You missed the train. The hype train is long gone. Better luck next time. Like I give a shit.
It's they're so mean. Ah, okay, good. Then as long as he's got the taste of Warlock. Don't forget to order Gwen something.
Yeah, I already got something.
Cool.
Just making sure there's nothing else I want.
Are you DMing the big campaign, Evan?
Man, do you know what we should do? One of these days, we should do a Shalia pin steak rice bowl. That would be a good dinner.
Hello.
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 I do have to. I do have to go pee. Like so.
Go for it.
Hopefully, put something in
Run. Yeah.
And place order.
What level are you starting at, Evan?
I like how you're not getting a drink, you're just getting the chicken.
I was thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't want a drink.
I don't want a beverage.
Oh God, you're playing a Zeal Cleric starting at level 5. That's just disgusting. that's obscene.
Yeah, that's not okay. The fuck?
That is absolutely not fair to your party members in the best way possible. You're gonna have a blast.
Okay.
We've I don't think we've talked about it. We will once we get to the wizard section, right? But
You owe me $14.
Yeah,
I'll put it in good mode too.
thank you. So without saying too much because of wizards, I don't know if you've ever looked at what the cleric wizard, I don't remember the name of it, does, but they can max out, I think, lightning damage.
Oh yeah, no, that's super busted.
So Dan played this once and was maxing out the damage on
It's the Theurgy wizard, I believe.
Theurgy. Can you take? You get to choose one. You could technically take Zeal as this, couldn't you? I've sidetracked this a bit.
You can, but there's no real point because Zeal's main primary feature was Fireball and maximizing Fireball.
Yeah. So that's why you would do, because Dan didn't. You get their channel divinity, right?
Yeah.
Dan took the one from the PHP that maximizes lightning. So just doing the Zeal one would be that, but more broken.
I guess that's true.
Although but that's the thing, is the max level chain lightnings are incredible. Oh, but that's wizards. I'm going too far. No, that's like 2 or 3 weeks from. Wait, so what comes after Warlock? Is it wizard?
Wizards, pretty sure. It's Warlock, Wizard, and then Artificer.
Oh my god, we're doing Artificer. I forgot.
I've never played an Artificer.
We're gonna have to, I technically played that beta version of the Artificer. I have to read through the book to remind myself how much it's changed.
I haven't seen Artificer since they released it because I don't actually own Tasha's.
Oh, fair.
I legit just straight up don't own that book.
I will, conveniently, there is someone in your house who does in fact own that book.
That's true.
If you need to borrow it for any reason whatsoever, $14. I'm gonna say worth.
Oh, I forgot that Zeal is fire or thunder damage.
Wait, I didn't know that. I mean, why would you? But still, because what does thunder damage besides shatter? Genuine question.
I don't know. I think some of the newer spells do. That being said, so it says when you roll fire or thunder damage, you can use Channel Divinity to max damage instead of rolling. So does that mean you would maximize half of a meteor swarm if you cast it?
Yeah, that's how I interpret it.
That's how I interpret it too. Okay, yeah, I guess that would be pretty good actually. I think Dan specifically didn't take that because it was more broken.
I think you're right.
He took the less broken one. Yeah, the
Well,
Theurgy Wizard's so disgusting. There's a reason they never printed that shit. It's just like, you know what? You know what wizards deserve? Wizards deserve everything that a cleric has, but better.
Sorry, I'm just looking down this list of classes. There's a lot of these that I do not know.
God, me too.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
See, the thing is that I am familiar with like half of these, maybe. Yeah, about half.
Yeah, I think half is because, like, what the fuck is Ghost in the Machine Warlock?
That's an old one from the Modern Magic, Unearthed Arcana number 7.
7? Oh, the modern one. Oh, I forgot about this. These are always impossible to rate.
Yeah, I don't
That'll
know.
be interesting.
That's a tough one.
What's the Zeal Cleric's 17th level feature? I really don't remember.
Isn't that the one that lets you explode if you're gonna die?
I'm back. Oh, you're talking about Phoenix Sorcerer exploding?
No, I'm talking about Zeal Cleric.
Oh.
Evan's playing as Zeal
Yeah,
Cleric.
it's Blaze of Glory. You do you do a total of 100. No.
Oh, this was amazing.
Wait.
That's right.
17 level feature. So it does not actually do both fire and thunder. It does 5d10 fire damage and 5d10 of the weapon's damage type. So you have to be holding a weapon.
That's right. If you get reduced to 0 hit points, you can go sprint at someone and attack them once and then explode.
So you can maximize half of it for 50, but like if you were a Theurgy wizard, you could just maximize half of your meteor swarm instead, and at that point, like, who's counting?
We got a bit off topic talking about Zeal and maximizing and your Theurgy wizard shenanigans, Dan.
Oh lol.
But that's for like 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
What are we
well,
on right now?
Today
yeah.
is Warlock Day.
It's Warlock Day.
Oh, God. I was worried we were like halfway through something.
No. Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
no.
Can you
Disaster.
imagine?
If
That
it
would
if
be
it was,
cool.
I think we would have had a little bit more haste in doing it. Now we're
No.
starting fresh and early with Warlocks today. We're
Hooray.
nearing the end of the list now.
Nice.
How?
We're in the W's.
We're in the W's, and
Plus
then we're gonna
Artificer
wrap
and
around to
Bloodhunter.
A.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Artificer starts with W. Artificer.
Yup.
I'm
Artificer.
a big fan of Zartificer personally.
Wood Hunter.
Honestly, you don't even have to go that far, right? You could make it Yartificer.
Yartificer. So how, genuine question, I don't know that we can get a solid count. How many Warlocks have you all played?
Probably
Boy.
3.
I feel like I'm also in the neighborhood of like 2 to 4.
I feel like I've only played 1 or 2, but I've built a bajillion, as has everyone
I know
else.
You've definitely done one-offs with Eldritch Sniper.
Did I really?
Yes, I've done that.
Yeah, that checks. God, they're just such a fun class to make and play.
It's because they get the most options. You can
Yeah.
actually customize your class to a reasonable degree.
Yeah.
Having Eldritch Invocations and everything that comes with it is just fun. It was so well done.
It's true.
It's because you get to make the most choices for your character, and you can really crank some stuff out of there, like Eldritch Sniper plus Spell Sniper, and just kind of like pew 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 pew, pew from like 600 feet away.
Yeah.
Dan, you
Pretty
played
disgusting.
a Warlock for a brief time period that
Paladin
would burn.
Warlock.
Yes, the Paladin Warlock that would burn all of his spell slots in a single turn on like 2 fireballs in 1 turn, and then you just
2 levels of fighter, the rest just being a melee warlock. But I wasn't like, this was before Hex Blade or whatever existed.
Oh, that's right.
So I was the Holy Warlock. There've been several iterations of that.
There have been several iterations. I don't even remember which one we're on, really.
It's gonna be whichever one is in Skag, probably. Where the
Probably.
fuck are my books? They're way over there. All right, I'm going off the wiki for now.
Yeah. The current est iteration seems to be in Xanathars. It could also be in Skag.
This might be from Skag as well. I'm
So-
too lazy to check.
We have I think everybody and their mom has played like 8 Warlocks, to be honest. But like you can build a Warlock so many different ways.
Yep.
You know, within some reasonable limitations. Like for the most part, Warlocks are Eldritch Blast bots. And then you get to choose what flavor of Eldritch Blast you get.
I mean, in evaluating them on power level, we're probably gonna have to assume Eldritch Blastiness, even if it's like Hexblade, because it's just optimal.
Yeah. So I played Fiend, and I played I think I played Hexblade probably in a one-off or something, and I've played probably I think I probably played like Undying or something.
I played Genie, which was so fun.
Eldritch Baja Blast. Yep. Okay, well, why don't we get started with the Archfey? Cool.
Archfey, that's one of the OG ones.
This is one of the 3 in the book. Honestly, the thing I remember about Warlock subclasses is that a lot of them didn't really do too terribly much, but like there was just other things that you really focused on as a Warlock. Anyway, so
I remember Archfey and Great Old One being like, they do stuff, and then Fiend is like, it does combat stuff and has Fireball. So that one,
I was like, ooh, free Fireball. Warlocks normally get Fireball though, right?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
That's why. Yep.
That must be why it was so good. All right.
Do they
Okay.
get Tasha's?
Oh, I gotta fucking get it.
All right, Tasha boy, get it. So anyway, the spells you get for your expanded spell list are Fairy Fire, Sleep, Calm Emotions, Phantasmal Force, Blink, Plant Growth, Dominate Beast, Greater Invisibility, Dominate Person, and Seeming.
And Warlocks don't just get them; they have options. These are added to their options.
Oh, you're right.
Yes, yeah. They get added to the list of potential Warlock spells that you can choose from. It's
Yeah.
not that you just
And
inherently.
and,
know
and,
them.
and there is no
Just
realm of
kinda
reality
annoying.
you will ever cast more than like 2 or 3 of these in a day.
No, I mean, I think for these spells specifically, probably not.
I just think the point I'm making is the spell list has a lot less power level attached to it for Warlock.
I think that's generally true. I think though in a lot of games, I would say on average people are taking short rests. Probably not that many in a day, but like I would not be
True.
surprised if the average number of short rests taken in like an adventuring day is like 1 to 2.
I was gonna say
Sure.
1. Yeah, I could believe that. I'm willing to go with that.
So obviously that is something to consider if you're in a game that doesn't really play with short rests. Sometimes Warlocks may be a little less lackluster, but also, I don't know. I think they still get a decent amount of firepower anyway, even without
Fair.
like the big blasty cells. You're not a wizard, you know.
Is it a fair assumption to say that none of these spells are going to be on the Warlock spell list? They have to be, right? They have to not be, otherwise pointless, right?
It would be literally pointless.
I think it
Yeah.
would be literally
Okay.
pointless, right?
Then
So I think
then
these
then we
spells
don't have
are
to look
not
that
on-
up.
Yeah. Of these, I would say probably sleep can be useful at the lower levels.
It's not bad.
Plant
Some-
growth can be useful, but
Plant
that
growth is a fun one.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
So
Greater invisibility is
Greater
great.
visibility is great.
something that we should bring up actually is the fact that because Warlocks can only cast 2 spells per short rest, eventually
Yeah.
3, concentration spells are very good for them.
That's true. You get a lot
So
of bang for your
even-
buck.
So even stuff like Fairy Fire, which is not the highest one but gives advantage to everyone in
Yeah.
your party, can be worthwhile on a Warlock because it's something to
Good point.
concentrate on.
Oh, that makes greater invisibility. So, like, you know that they do the shadow shenanigans with like advantage on Eldritch Blast. Greater invisibility is just that with no effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so good.
It's a great
I mean,
spell.
you have to be at a level to cast 4th level spells, but
That's true.
it's nice.
So that is at what is that, 9th level, 7th level, 7th level,
That sounds correct
Yes.
to me.
Yes, 7th level.
7th level. That's definitely within the realm of mid game.
Yeah, I mean, 7th level is definitely like people will get there. Greater invisibility is really good at that level.
Yeah,
Blink
it's
is-
pretty sick on a Warlock.
Blink is also a good spell, by the way, in my opinion.
Would a
what
Warlock
you do.
want to cast it though?
Would a Warlock want to cast
I
it
wouldn't. I don't know if I want to waste my
on a
one of my
full
two
action?
spells on Blink.
Yeah. Depends how much of a coward you are. I think you
It lasts
underestimate
1
my
minute.
cowardness.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's got a 1 minute duration. It's not even concentration. Blink is a
It's been a while since I've
15%.
seen anyone cast it.
Yeah, I haven't used it lately. Blink,
You're the only one who
Josh. Blink is a 50% chance at the end of each of your turns to vanish from this plane and enter the ethereal plane. And then at the start of your turn, you return. So in other words, you take your turn and then you roll the die, and if you roll well, you are in the ethereal plane until the start of your next turn, aka
Yeah,
you're
that
not getting
could
hit.
definitely be useful.
Now, of course, this is not a reduce damage the party takes spell. It is shift damage towards your
Yeah,
teammate's spell.
exactly. This is an aggro control tool.
Yes, that's what cowardness is.
I mean, you're a warlock. You don't want to be getting hit that much. Like
Yeah,
True.
you're pretty squishy.
you have a D8 hit
Medium
die.
armor. Medium armor usually. I think.
Yeah.
Dude,
Wait,
wait,
am
is
I
that
wrong?
medium
Let
armor?
me check. No, I think maybe it's only light.
I think only I think
Hexblade.
only
I
hexblades
think
get
because I
medium.
took feats. I think I took feats to take medium armor last time.
Yeah,
That
let's
checks.
see. You start with light armor
No.
proficiency. That's the only thing you have. Okay.
The
So Sean, coward
Yeah, the
expert.
features.
yeah.
At first level, you get Fey Presence. Your patron bestows upon you the ability to project the beguiling and fearsome presence of the Fey. As an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from you to make a Wisdom saving throw against your Warlock spell save DC. The creatures that fail their saving throws are all charmed or frightened by you, your choice, until the end of your next turn. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
It's like another spell.
Yeah, that's kind
short
of what I was
range.
thinking, honestly. It's kind of just like a bonus spell, which at first level seems pretty good. I don't know how terribly well it would scale past
Yeah.
like that, really.
I'm pretty sure if people are surrounding you and if you charm and frighten them, they might not be able to make opportunity attacks if you then skedaddle. I'm not sure though. I know
So-
charm would mean they can't hit you with opportunity attacks.
I hate this feature for a really, really funny specific reason.
Really?
10-foot cube originating from you.
Yeah.
So 10-foot cube means 10 feet on each side, which means 2 squares. Originating from you means you're centered. So it's a 2x2 grid, but you have to be in the middle of it. So if you're doing a grid-based combat, it's
only 3
actually
people?
it only partially
3 medium
covers.
creatures.
Yeah, it's not. It's basically they have to be right next to you.
Hydrate.
Oh boy.
Fucking goddamn it, Chi.
Hey, I got 2 nice cold bottles of water.
I need a drink. Hang on, I'll be right back. Keep going.
You're not allowed to be at the desk without a bottle
Yeah,
of water.
this is a pretty short range ability.
Yeah. I do think beyond the early game, even though this technically scales into the late game, like you're probably not going to want to use this.
I mean,
You'll have better
it
options.
scales in the sense that fear as a condition never gets that much worse, other than like
Exactly.
creatures that are straight up immune to it. Right? It's not like it does 1 damage, which is like maybe something
Yeah.
at first level and nothing at 5th level. But
Yeah,
at the same time, like it does have that thing where I think it's at first sort of at the first very, very beginning tier of play, like level 1 to like maybe even 3, your action economy is not that hurt by doing this over a spell, because as a warlock you can only cast 1 spell anyway.
True.
So it's not the worst, but like
I do notice this has like no out of combat utility at all, because it's like only until the end of your
it lasts
next
like
turn.
6 seconds, right?
So you can't be like charming someone out of combat in a bar and then doing some roleplay. No, it's gone.
No, it's just like, wow, you are my friend. No, wait a minute, I don't know you.
Yeah. It's purely a combat thing, and it's not that great. And
Not amazing.
eventually,
no.
eventually you'll forget it exists.
It is funny, because hold on, I need to look up the charmed condition. It's been a hot second.
We have to look it up every time.
I don't know.
They regard you as an ally.
Well, it's funny
Right.
because this ability was clearly written before they had really any idea how the game worked, and they had sort of standardized their language really solidly. It doesn't have that stipulation where it's like you can only use this on people that are not hostile to you. So you could just charm hostile people for like 6 seconds, and you can like. It really doesn't specify, because sometimes it's like they regard you as like a close friend. It just says they're charmed by you, which I mean references the
But there's combat
hard
charms
baseline
already,
condition.
so.
Yeah.
I'm back. Where did we
Okay.
fall on? Okay. hold on.
We're basically saying the ability is like, it's okay to use early game, and eventually you'll forget it exists. Cause
Yes, you'll never
But
use it
listen,
again.
as soon as you hit like 4th level, it's pretty worthless.
Yeah, agreed.
Like 3rd level is like really iffy if this will find any use. But
Misty
6th level,
Step.
yeah,
Nothing like
Misty Escape. You vanish in a puff of mist in response to harm. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to turn invisible and teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You remain invisible until the start of your next turn, or until you attack or cast a spell. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
That's great.
That's so good.
Really,
that's-
really good.
It's perfect, yeah. And wait, remind me, how does Eldritch Blast work with invisibility that cancel? Is it the first blast, or is it all of your blasts that get advantage?
Oh boy, that's a sequence.
Oh
question. I don't
no.
know.
I would choose. I would kind of think it'd be all of them. I'm gonna be honest, because I think they all happen at the.
It's just, I don't know if they
Oh,
happen all at the
wait,
same
maybe
time. 'Cause
they
it's not a
don't.
magic
Hang on.
missile.
To be
You
fair,
make
though,
a separate attack roll for
it's-
each one.
To be fair though, it's pretty pointless because you only remain invisible until the start of your next turn.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you're right.
All right, it's irrelevant. Let's go.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
All right, level 10, Beguiling Defenses. Your patron teaches you how to turn the mind-affecting magic of your enemies against them. You are immune to being charmed. Can be useful. And when another creature attempts to charm you, you can use your reaction to attempt to turn the charm back on that creature. The creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your Warlock spell save DC or be charmed by you for 1 minute or until the creature takes any damage. This is
So
extremely
niche.
funny.
Mhm.
This is an extremely funny ability with a very, very limited use case.
Mhm.
And like, I think
This-
I would have to check, but I get the distinct impression that most creatures that would try to charm you, unless they're like like just like a human being, might be immune to charm.
Yep. I
which
was
kind of
thinking this.
renders
That's
this point.
So-
actually a good point.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. So I read this for the most part as you're immune to charm.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of a nothing 10th level feature.
That is very, very underwhelming.
All right,
That would be a little bit better on a barbarian, but like
14th
Yeah.
level, Dark Delirium. You can plunge a creature into an illusory realm. As an action, choose a creature that you can see within 60 feet of you. It must make a wisdom saving throw against your Warlock spell save DC. On a failed save, it is charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for 1 minute or until the concentration is broken, as if you were concentrating on a spell. This effect ends early if the creatures take any damage. If the creature takes any damage. Until the illusion ends, the creature thinks it is lost in a misty realm, the appearance of which you choose. The creature can see and hear only itself, you, and the illusion. You must
Wait.
finish a short or long rest before you can use this feature again.
Oh, and if you choose charm, then it can't attack you, and you're the only target it could see. So basically, it can't attack. And if you choose frightened, it can't approach you, so it might not be able to attack. So this is kind of a lock one creature out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Will it work much?
Will
Like,
it work? It is a wisdom save, which
Yeah.
can be hit or miss depending on
Sure.
the creature. Most creatures in the book, I
Yeah.
would say, aren't like immune, are not like super jacked in terms of wisdom saves, unless
Let's-
they're like more intelligent creatures like vampires.
Let's compare this to a spell that locks one target out, like
Tasha's
like
hideous
force-
laughter.
Sure, but that one you have to use your action every turn afterwards. Does this one have?
No, Tasha's is
No?
once off.
Oh, am I thinking of the crown? one?
Congratulations! Welcome to
Yes.
14th level. Enjoy a free Tasha's hideous laughter on the house.
Yeah, well, that's not very good. Yeah, this is obviously no force cage.
So Tasha's is a save at the end of every turn, right?
Yes.
And this one
is only one save at the beginning, unless they take damage.
Tasha's hideous laughter is also well, two things about it. One, it's concentration, which is this.
This is also concentration, yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing to note is that Tasha's is, I believe, an incapacitate, more powerful than this.
Yeah.
Although, like Dan said, this basically locks them out for the most
It's
part.
functionally the same.
It's a lot easier for someone to break free from Tasha's, right? Oh,
Yes.
Because can't they just like shake the person with Tasha's?
No.
That's hypnotic pattern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. At 14th level, it's very underwhelming, I would say.
Pretty. Yeah.
Not that useful.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I am
another
a-
warlock get hurled through hell?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Eve
they
Warlock
do.
gets hurled through hell. One of my favorite features in the game.
It's
It does seem like
good.
straight up better than this.
Okay, it is because you you might not lock down someone for one what's it called?
It's a
1 minute.
it's a
but
it's a saveless one turn lock.
it's a
isn't it?
saveless one turn lock
Yeah.
that does damage.
It's only one turn. Okay.
It also does 10d10 psychic damage. I love that ability. That ability fucking
It's so
rules.
good. Anyway,
So
yeah.
how do we feel about this? Because I feel like this is very middling.
It's pretty middling. I think the redeeming factors is, it has Misty escape and it has
pretty
great
good.
invisibility. So that just makes it a decent, safe Eldritch Blast spammer.
So
Which is to say-
B or C.
I would say
C.
C.
Yep, I'm down.
We're on the same page here. Okay, all
Yep.
right. Celestial Warlock. This is in Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Oh, this might have been the one I played.
Okay. You get
Maybe?
access to the following spells: Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, Flaming Sphere, Lesser Restoration, Daylight, Revivify, Guardian of Faith, Wall of Fire, Flame Strike, and Greater Restoration.
Wow.
Okay.
Right away.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Hmm.
Unless you have no one in your party that can Revivify, I'm pretty sure none of these spells are really going to see any use from you.
I do think simply having the option to take a heal.
That is true.
And get someone up when they're down, when warlocks are normally like, someone else do it.
Not my problem.
It's useful.
Yes.
And same with like lesser restoration and greater restoration, but that feels so bad as a warlock to ever have
to use your like 1/5 level spell slot, one spell slot for the day.
Yeah, to cast Cure Wounds on someone.
Like this is the problem, right? Is that these spells are really nice, but you would have to have them like are warlocks preparation casters? They're not, are they?
No, they're
They're
spells
known
known
casters, right? So you would be taking these spells, and they would kind of be occupying slots, and you would have them when you need them, which is nice. But also like, it feels bad. It feels like a waste of resources.
I'll tell you, if I get revived by a warlock with Revivify, I'm like, why were you sandbagging the fight and not using your spell slots?
Right? Like, why didn't you just fireball? Okay, not fireball.
Not fireball. Come on, but yeah. I get the sentiment.
Do something. Don't just like
pattern?
not use your spell slots.
Probably. Actually, don't know.
If they do, then there you go. Why didn't you just hypnotic pattern and win the fight instantly?
Yeah, they do get that shit. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The thing is that cleric spells like heals always good to have on characters that cannot usually get heals. Using those as a warlock feels bad.
Yeah. I literally think for this class, none of these spells feel worth even taking except for Cure Wound, which you will take as an emergency.
Cure Wound. You'll take Cure Wounds and maybe Revivify if no one else in your party can do it.
Now, I do think it is nice to have Cure Wounds.
It's nice to have the... What?
Oh, sorry.
Revivify, you just die like men?
Yes, dude. If no one else in your party has Revivify, do not take it as a warlock. That's you.
Yeah, I honestly don't think you take Revivify here. Yeah,
do you know what? Actually, you're right. I think it's not worth it.
If the fight is dangerous enough that like, oh no, someone might die, cast all your spells.
Yeah, you're gonna cast all your spells, and then if you have any left, you were sandbagging, and like it wasn't really that big of a problem. But if you run out of spell slots, that person's dead. Revivify has a 1 minute limit on it.
Please excuse me while I
exactly the point I'm making. Yep.
Okay, at first level, you also learn the Light and Sacred Flame cantrips that count as Warlock cantrips. This is completely pointless. You're just going to take Eldritch Blast.
Imagine, think of how worthless Sacred Flame is on someone who has Light and Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Sacred Flame is either a damaging cantrip, completely obsolete, or a light source. You have light.
Yep. Anyway.
Maybe you need to deal radiant damage in that one specific
so.
scenario where you're facing a vampire at night. And anyway, aside from
Eldritch
that,
Blast is probably better anyway.
You're probably
maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, what is Eldritch Blast? Isn't it force damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What is resisting force damage in your game?
Vampire thing. If you take radiant damage, they stop healing. So that's
okay. Yeah. But like, whatever.
Sorry, that is something. That is a use.
It's like one. It's like 1 out of like 40 creatures in the monster manual.
Sorry, I just glanced at this first feature, and I no longer think you should take Cure Wounds.
Oh yeah. At first level, you gain the ability to channel celestial energy to heal wounds. You have a pool of d6s to spend you spend to fuel this healing. The number of dice in the pool equals 1 plus your warlock level. As a bonus action, you can heal 1 creature you can see within 60. Oh my god, wow! You can heal 1 creature you can see within 60 feet, spending dice from the pool. The maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your charisma modifier minimum of 1 die. Roll the dice you spend, add them together, and restore a number of hit points equal to the total. Your pool regains all expended dice when you finish a long rest. You're right. You will never take. This is a
really good feature.
This is a great feature, though. This is like free cure wounds.
If you're like 10th level, that's 11 healing words.
It's infinite healing words. Like literally, this is it.
You can get tons and tons of healing words.
As a bonus action, and it's not a spell. I mean, it doesn't matter as much for warlocks because you're exhausting, but still, listen.
It gives you the option to cast a real spell if you want.
Exactly. This is quite good.
Why does the cleric? They gave them cleric spells, and none of them matter at all.
Man, if a paladin had this, you'd love this feature, this healing light feature.
Oh my god, it'd be nuts.
you'd be like, oh, I'm an amazing healer now. Like this is
Hi, Trist.
give any class this feature, and they almost don't need to take any other healing spell ever again.
On that note, actually, I think it's kind of funny because looking through all the paladins that we did, I'm surprised that no paladins had anything that like increased the range of their lay on hands.
True, that would have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or do anything interesting with their lay on hands at all.
That is.
Why would you lay on hands when you can just smite?
Yeah. Well,
lay on hands is one of those features. It's a feature. They don't really need to improve it, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, lay on hands kind of exists, really.
The thing about the lesser restoration and greater restoration, for long-term debuffs, you can just take the time to prep them. But I guess that is a pro.
Yeah.
That they could take the time to prepare greater restoration and get rid of something.
Yeah,
No one
I mean,
hold on.
It will depend, because how many permanent debuffs are you really taking?
Warlocks can't
Almost
do that.
never. Why not?
Because they don't prepare. I guess you. Oh, I see. You would take the spell.
They can't change their spells on the fly.
Yes, you can take.
Yeah,
you
you
can
have to
take
level
restoration. Yeah, you can take lesser restoration or greater restoration, but that's eating one of the spells you know. Which like hopefully the cleric has them. I guess if they really don't, but yeah, it doesn't always come up.
The Warlock spell list is actually not that good, so you might just
Not really.
You're right. Their base spell list can be a little lacking at times. So maybe
it doesn't have Fireball. It's incredibly lacking.
That's true. How come it don't have Fireball? So that is a great feature. Easily one of the best healing features across like any class.
Yeah.
Straight up. I can't believe they gave it range.
No more cure wounds.
I can't believe they made it range and gave it to bonus action. That's amazing. Like you're literally just like at that point you're like a turret that shoots Eldritch blasts and heals.
This is gonna be a really good class purely on that first level feature, in my opinion.
Oh no.
Yeah, it does kind of feel that way. Anyway, 6th level, you have resistance to radiant damage, and when you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your charisma modifier to 1 radiant or fire damage roll of that spell against one of its targets. Like you're just gonna take agonizing blast anyway. It does this is a nothing feature.
Like if I was thinking you could not take agonizing blast and then be a sacred flame bot, but it's still going to be worse. Yeah. Oh no, it's way worse. Yeah, because it's only one. Yeah.
It's only one, and then like you're basically like you hit one person for +5 damage as opposed to hitting one person for +15 damage.
Yeah.
So this is at 6th level where your Eldritch Blast is already doing 2d10 plus charisma or times 2, so like +8 plus or 10. Yeah, it's just
so you're not even comparable.
It's just objectively worse. So what this really, and it's it's kind of poorly damaged from most of the others.
This is just a free bonus if you happen to cast a spell that does one of these damage types.
Yeah, and like
you might not even remember it.
It's funny because like
you don't have Fireball.
You don't have Fireball. You do get wall of fire at 4th level,
and
right?
Flame Strike,
which is just
you get Flame Strike,
which is just Fireball, but worse.
Wall of Fire is not bad.
No.
Concentration.
You add your charisma modifier to one of its targets.
So yeah, it's pretty underwhelming in that regard.
It's even if you AoE, you're only ever getting up to 5 more damage. You're never...
a terrible feature. Resistance to radiant damage. You almost never take radiant damage in any campaign unless you're like some evil campaign fighting angels.
They should have just let you change Eldritch Blast's damage type. Yeah.
Oh, but that would make this so broken because then you could double dip.
You could double dip +10 to one and then +5 to the next one. Oof.
It would already be beyond S tier. It would have its own tier. Like, and it's the second one we're rating, and we already know.
Hang on, you could do that if you multi-class sorcerer and meta. Anyway, but it would cost sorcery points.
It would cost sorcery points. It'd be like such an investment.
It's 1 sorcery point per turn. You rolling in those?
Wouldn't you, I think at that point you would take more sorcerer point levels than warlock levels.
Yeah, you definitely would have to. You'd get to level 6 in this, and it would be terrible, but really funny to think about.
Would it be terrible?
Wait, what are we
Let's move on before we get to it.
No. Let's go with it. Wait, what feature are you talking about?
So if you got 6 levels in Warlock and then started taking only Sorcerer levels after that so that you could change your Warlock Eldritch Blast to Radiant damage. Wait, you can't do that, can you? Isn't it only Elemental?
Oh, I can't do Radiant with
All right, never mind then. Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash.
It can do Fire.
Ooh. Wait,
Celestial
does it have to start?
Radiance.
Hold on. Does
No, this is important.
does
Sean.
the meta magic that change have to start with an elemental damage type, or is it just it ends up as an elemental damage type?
I genuinely don't know, and I hate you both for this.
Imagine
Transmute
one radiant.
spell.
But it's still only going to be one. Let's say you shoot 3 Eldritch Blasts. It only adds the charisma of the fire damage to one of those 3 blasts.
Yeah.
It's really not that worth it. It's like the best you're getting is 5 extra damage.
It does have to start with the elemental type, so
Yeah,
You're
that's
correct.
kind of what I thought. That
Anyway.
being said, though, I mean, like, our delivery's here. One sec.
oh my god.
Uh-huh. That being said.
In that being said, in short, this ability's trash, and we all agree.
Yeah. Might still
Unless
be a plus S tier class. No, probably not, but we'll see.
It's not total trash. It's niche. You will get not a lot of value out of this, I guess, unless for some reason you face off against a ridiculous amount of radiant energy dealing enemies, which
Campaign dependent. If we look at the average campaign, radiant damage is not something that happens to the party very much.
Get out of here. I'll clean it. I promise. Sorry. Hi.
Was it the barbecue?
No, it's my desk is in a state.
Oh god. When is it not?
Shambles honestly might not be strong enough of a word.
Oh my.
But we have friends coming over tomorrow, so this will be cleaned
cool.
today.
I believe it. I believe it.
100%. This will be clean before Bella comes over tomorrow.
Is Josh
we
back
could-
yet?
I don't think so.
So going back to the healing light while we're waiting, it says you could how effective is the burst healing on it? If you spend 5 die, because up to your charisma modifier, that's 5d6. It's 17.5 plus. Is it just 17.5 healing?
Yeah.
The burst healing potential of healing light. It's not great. If you could spend up to 5 die to do about 17.5 healing.
Yeah,
You might as
well just save it.
You might as well just do 1. At a certain point, you'll have tons of these dice, though. So
yeah, honestly,
they give you so
when
many.
you max out, you're at 21. That's crazy.
I thought you were gonna get dice equal to your proficiency bonus,
No,
plus
it's
1 or
literally your
something.
warlock level. That's so funny. It's clear that they really don't understand how healing works in this game.
Nope. They're like, surely you want to burst your healing? No.
Like even
But,
if you,
it's
like,
an option.
We'll give you a weaker heal that you can do more often, and you're like, that's the best kind of heal.
It's great.
Right up until you get double tapped.
So this celestial resistance feature actually seems pretty good.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Especially if you do a lot of short rests with Warlock.
You gain temporary HP whenever you finish a short or long rest equal to your warlock level plus your charisma mod. Wow. Up to 5 creatures you can see at the end of the rest. Also gain temporary HP equal to half your warlock level plus your charisma mod.
So half.
That's really good, actually.
So 10th level in a 6-person party, you get 15 in temporary HP, and each of your party members gets 10. So that's a total of 65 temp HP just every short rest. That's
Every
efficient.
time you take a rest for free. No action required, basically.
No action required. It always happens.
This also is funny because it holds your party hostage into taking short rests.
Yes, you're right. That's even better. Bonus synergy points there. Oh, come on, guys! Don't you want some healing
Oh my
stuff
God.
and some temp
Wait,
HP?
Don't you
That's
want
so
my
good.
temp HP?
Yeah, this is actually a really, really good feature, I think.
This is a shockingly powerful feature.
It doesn't stack with any other temp HP features, but this one probably beats them out anyway.
I thought about the inspiring speech one, but no.
Actually, it does stack with certain things like aid because aid just increases your max.
Yeah.
That's why I said
really
temp
beef up your
HP.
party.
Man, if a warlock got aid, it would be great. You'd cast it before every short rest.
It'd be crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why they didn't give him aid.
Yeah.
And it would be maximized because warlocks just maximize their spells.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if there's a warlock subclass that gives aid? Oh my god.
I like how you have to specify this doesn't stack with temporary HP buffs, not temporary permanent HP buffs like
Correct.
aid. which is just wizards. Anyway.
So what about
Anyway.
Searing Vengeance?
14th level, when you have to make a death saving throw at the start of your turn, you can instead spring back to your feet with a burst of radiant energy. You regain hit points equal to half your hit point maximum, and then you stand up if you so choose. Each creature of your choice that is within 30 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to 2d8 plus your charisma modifier and is blinded until the end of the current turn.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Wait, is this a get out of jail free card?
This feature is amazing, actually. In the case that it comes up, because
yeah,
you're
okay.
getting up, you're doing damage to anybody that knocked you down, you're blinding them. There's no save attached, and also
Wait, you're right. No save.
Yep.
on the
and
blind.
you're also just like on your feet
Oh,
and have half your
It's-
HP.
blinded until the end of the current turn.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
I guess that's so you can run away.
Um.
No, it's so that they can't keep hitting you during the turn that you got up. Like,
No,
the guy
No,
stabs you.
because
Oh,
at
at the start of your turn. You're right.
yeah, because
Yep.
it's start of your turn. So
This is your turn. You get one turn with everyone who just killed you blinded. Is what this really is.
And you get an advantage on everything, and walk and can walk away. Yeah.
Yeah.
also, this is actually really, really strong because it means that you don't need a contingency plan for if you go down as the primary like heal juggler.
Yeah.
Because you
True.
can get yourself up.
True.
Oh, I love that.
I do. I really like this. I do think of course, death features inherently have like less power just
They're
because they
way
don't come
less.
up that.
They're way more niche. But in the case where you have this proc, it will be really useful.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
This is,
true.
this is a death feature on the like subclass that you want a death-based revive feature
Kinda
more
true.
than
Kinda
anyone
true.
else.
You'd have to be within 60
is-
feet of your party.
this is funny
No Eldritch
because-
Sniper. No Eldritch Sniper on this subclass.
This is funny because like Life Cleric was like the best pure healer because of how much raw healing it could output. This is like the second best healer in the game, period.
Wow. Holy shit. And we gave Life Cleric a high rating.
Like for how people actually use healing in D&D, this is easily like I think probably like obviously there is a level of like heal juggling gets like a little bit less powerful at higher levels, especially the highest levels when clerics actually get
Yeah.
like mass heal where you can actually heal people. But like
Yeah.
still, it is really useful to have even if you're like you can really hold your own as a primary healer. You can really, really help out as a secondary healer, and you're basically invincible.
Yeah. You're outdoing every paladin, bard, druid, every holy word spammer or healing word spammer is outdone by this purely because you can also cast a spell. And like,
Exactly.
well, more like even if you don't want to cast a spell, you can Eldritch Blast. Those people like druids. What does a druid do after the healing word?
Nothing.
Yeah, and what does a bard do after the healing word? Like also like nothing. I don't even know if they have healing. But, like,
Do bards have actions?
even a
We need to
cleric,
find
if a
out.
cleric, even if your life cleric healing words, what does your life cleric do? Like some shitty cantrip? That's not Eldritch Blast.
This is
yeah.
this is actually so
It's really
funny
good.
because we've been
It's really
playing a bunch
good.
of Pathfinder 2e where you can just choose whatever the fuck you want to do with your 3 actions, and here it's just like
Yeah.
bonus action. Is it a bonus action? You can't use it as a main action.
hmm So what should we rate this? I definitely think
It's super strong.
it's very strong. Like obviously the 6th level feature is pretty much nothing, and the spell list is pretty much nothing. But everything else, is great. And like
I worry about putting it in S tier. That's my one caveat. I might
we
be
don't have
leaning
to.
toward A.
I'm also not convinced necessarily that it's S tier.
I think it might be S tier, but we can put it in A for now.
I'm totally down for that. Just because I am not sure, and this is only the second one we're rating.
Yeah,
We can definitely move it up.
we
I
might-
can see
we
I
might
can
have to,
see
yeah.
it going up, but you
I
know,
could definitely see it too.
Mhm.
better just start conservatively.
I know Hexblade is lurking.
The Fathomless. This is one I have no idea what it does.
Oh, this is the Tasha's one.
Oh wait, this is the tentacle one.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
I saw the
Oh my.
Arcanas for this. I don't think I've read the
Yeah.
release. Okay.
Tentacle time.
Thunderwave.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Create or destroy water, thunder wave, gust of wind, silence, lightning bolt, sleet storm, control water, summon elemental, Big B's hand, which appears as a tentacle, and cone of cold. Wow,
Hey,
those are
lightning bolt.
okay.
Lightning
You get
bolt.
lightning bolt and cone of cold.
Wait, those are good.
Both of
Wait,
those are
Great
good.
spells.
I'm surprised Warlocks don't have cold and cold. I guess. Wow.
I'm kind of
So
surprised too, actually.
You really don't get many nukes as a warlock by default.
Blaster.
Yeah, I guess warlocks are like more damage over time, like consistent DPS.
Concentration stuff. Like but even at first level, Warlocks don't have any of like the burning hands, whatever's. Thunderwave is the best one, and this class sub gets it.
True.
So early game, that's the best first level AoE spell.
Hi, Trist. I see that you've put Big B's tentacle here in chat, and I don't like that. I don't like it because it sounds a little bit too much like a sex toy.
Big B's phalange.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Speaking of tentacles,
Tentacle of the deep. Oh god, it gets worse.
Tentacle of the deep.
Stop it.
steady everyone.
Oh god. At
That
first
unless-
level, you magically summon a spectral tentacle that strikes at your foes. As a bonus action, you create a 10-foot long tentacle at a point you can see
my.
within 60 feet of you. The tentacle lasts for 1 minute or until you use this feature to create another tentacle. When you create the tentacle, you can make a melee spell attack against one creature within 10 feet of it. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet
1d8.
until the start of your next turn. What?
1d8.
What did I say?
1d10.
Oh, oops, 1d8.
Doesn't matter.
When you reach 10th level, this damage increases to 2d8. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the tentacle up to 30 feet and repeat the attack. You can summon the tentacle a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And at first level, you also gain a swimming speed of 40 feet, and you can breathe underwater.
This seems very just straight up just DPS efficient.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a free thing to do with your bonus action, which Warlocks kind of want. Because,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they want something to do with their bonus action after they're done Eldritch Blasting. And also, this is
Scales
funny.
slightly.
This is funny. Also, you can stack this with the 10 feet slow Eldritch Blast feature
Yeah.
and just slow somebody for 20 feet of movement.
Oops. My food's ready.
Oven.
Wait, that-
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's food that I don't have to get right away.
Well,
This
even,
feature seems really, really good.
the damage is you'll take it at low levels and it will eventually become completely worthless damage wise, but a 10-foot
Yeah.
slow can be good in many scenarios, even up to higher
I mean,
levels,
you say like completely, you say
Yeah, you
completely
say-
worthless. It's like 9 extra damage for like something wouldn't be doing otherwise,
A
right?
warlock that's shooting 4 Eldritch Blast and has 20 charisma is doing 42 damage if they hit all 4. This adds 9, which
Alright.
is almost 25% more damage.
Yeah,
What-
I would
it's
take
like
a 25%
20
damage increase.
it's like 20% DPS increase and a slow attached. That's solid, and that's at its worst.
Well, really, yeah. Well, that's sort of the once you're level 17 and beyond, I think you
Yeah.
don't care that much about 9 damage.
Probably not.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
9 single target damage from
Now-
experience. I really don't care that much. I'll take
Now-
it, but the slow is good.
20% more damage. Anyway, the at early levels though, level 1 you don't have agonizing blast. That's level 2. So level 1 you go from 1d10
Level 1,
damage
pretty
per
good.
turn
To
to
1d10 plus
1d10 plus 1d8 damage per turn. That's going from 5.5 damage to 10 damage. You're almost doubling your damage.
So
at
you're
level 1.
awesome at level 1. You fucking rule
For
at
that-
level 1.
For that
And then-
one fucking level.
You are the king.
At level 2 through 5, this is a 50% DPS increase roughly. That's massive.
Mhm.
That's like all the early game. So you're going from 10.5 damage if you're at 4 charisma even. If you're at less 4 charisma than 4, which you probably 5 or whatever, then it's even better. But at the worst case, you're going from 10.5 damage to 15 damage. So, yeah.
Yeah, the damage. The point that I was making was the damage scales quite poorly, but that
It
really doesn't
scales
matter
pretty
that much.
poorly.
Yeah.
Because A, you'll still do it because you really don't ever get anything to do
Plus
with your
it's
bonus
free.
action as a warlock.
3%
And B, 10-foot slow is really good because you know what doesn't scale as you get higher levels? Movement speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It scales a little, but not much. So that 10 feet is going to have almost the same value, like all the way up to level 20 until you start fighting shit that has like 60, 80 foot movement speeds.
You can summon this shit against people 60 feet away from you.
I put basil seeds for you.
And even if the enemies just walk away from it, you can just use your bonus action to summon another one and make it attack it immediately. And you get a number of times you go proficiency bonus. That's a lot. That's enough for like a few spare tentacles, and you gain, but you do gain them on a long rest, which is weird.
We found out which staff it was that like was positive in bringing in COVID and shit.
Oops.
I take it Josh is distracted.
I suspect so. If you want to go get your food, now is the time.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Get tentacled. Oh, God. Huh. I can't remember. I feel like there aren't that many marine themed classes, subclasses in D&D. They're because I remember a friend of ours being very hyped about this one, although it might have been more the Eldritch Horror Tentacle than the Deep Sea that they were hyped about. Probably every class has like one, huh? I think. Oh no, we haven't done wizards yet. Wizards. Wait, do wizards get one? I actually. Hang on. List of. I think you're right, Tris. I think like every class probably has at least one. Actually, no. Every class probably has at most one. Oh, sorcerer. Yeah. Yeah, sorcerer has storm sorcerer. You're right. I think all the really that's what it is all the casters have one. I don't I'm pretty sure druids have one. I don't think martial classes wind up having one usually because well then again you could argue that like does the pirate rogue count as marine themed?
I'm back. Is everyone back?
Still waiting on Josh.
They just disappeared, didn't they?
We're talking about all the other marine themed subclasses.
Oh my god, there's a lot actually.
Are there really? I didn't think there were that many. I guess do you think because some classes like I don't think fighters have one. Yeah, like Evan said.
We're talking
about marine themed classes.
We are.
Delightful. I would love to play another pirate campaign.
Me too.
Oh.
I like ocean stuff because then you get the One Piece treatment of each island can be some wacky, totally bullshit like stuff way different than the last island.
Have you read any more of the features or?
No. Dan's getting his food.
For you.
Okay.
But I was just discussing. I don't know if you were there, but like level 2 through 5, it's a 50% DPS increase.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's insane.
Yeah, that's sick nasty.
What is it from 3 through 9? Because that's when it's 2 Eldritch Blast, right? So then each Eldritch Blast at 5 Charisma is 10. So you're doing 21 damage, and this bumps it up to 25.
That's like a 30%.
So
no, wait.
no, that's 25.
Oh, it's still 1d8 at that point.
25%. So this thing at worst is a 20% DPS increase, but for most of the early game, it's double or 50, it's 50% DPS increase, which is insane.
It's pretty good. Seems pretty good.
I don't think any other subclasses out there give 50% DPS increases lightly.
No. That's a treatment only warlocks get to have.
At low levels, actually, I think it's not unheard of.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Zealot Barbarian.
That was
Like what was the DPS
Gloomstalker.
increase on that? Gloomstalker?
Mm-hmm.
1 extra attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
On your first turn. So
Yep.
if there was 3 turns of combat, that's like a 33% DPS increase, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gloomstalker's nuts for having that DPS increase though.
6th level. You are now even more at home in the depths. You gain resistance to cold damage. In addition, when you are fully submerged, any creature that is also fully submerged can understand your speech, and you can understand theirs. This is functionally just resistance to cold damage unless you're playing in a really ocean-centric game. In which case, you know, it's not unheard of, but also, like, I wouldn't say it's the most common thing. This is functionally just resistance to cold damage. However,
Not a great feature.
do you know what this does remind me of?
Hmm?
This reminds
Like
me
a
of that
second
one.
cycle
It
feature.
reminds me of one JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episode where they're like making hand signs to each other under the water.
Yeah.
Brr, bleh.
And there's like, we discussed none of this. How do we know these signs? Don't ask questions.
How
That's
How many-
I love that episode. That's such a dudes rock episode. Anyway. 10th level. You learn the spell
no,
Edward's
Guardian
what?
Coil.
Oh shit. Oh, at 6th level you got another one. Shit, fuck. Your tentacles of the deep can defend you and others, interposing itself between them and harm. When you or a creature you can see takes damage while within 10 feet of the tentacle, you can use a reaction to choose one of those creatures and reduce the damage of that creature by 1d8.
Wow.
When you reach 10th level in this class, the damage reduced by the tentacle increases to 2d8.
This is actually really good.
Yeah.
I
mean,
Every turn, infinite uses.
this
I don't know
is
what Sean's laughing about, but
this this is like yeah.
what are you laughing about?
I'm just laughing at the thought of you
Tentacle
getting
block?
Tentacle
fireballed and the tentacle just
Get
like
down, Mr. President.
just like smacking you out of the way of the fireball slightly so that you take 1d8 less damage.
I envisioned as the tentacle sticks itself in front and just blocks for you like a champ.
I figured for melee stuff, but like this is any
Just
damage.
wraps around you.
It blocks the fireball of it.
You get hit by disintegrate, the tentacle just interposes itself, gets disintegrated.
No, tentacle.
Luckily, the tentacle is invincible.
It's a
Yeah, I
spectral
was thinking
tentacle.
about that. Oh.
Now, how good is it to every single turn, once per turn, reduce about 4.5 damage at like 6th level?
I think they're on grasping tentacles.
You don't, as a warlock, you don't have things to use your reaction on. You can't afford to use things like shield, absorb elements.
Watch the stream.
So this is free, pretty much.
Yeah, this is free. This class is actually really interesting because it basically takes every single like action that you don't use as a warlock and it gives you something to do with it.
I'm gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to convince me this isn't an S tier class, by the way.
Wow.
I mean,
I
honestly,
don't know if any warlock does anywhere close to the amount of damage this warlock does.
honestly, I feel like I'm kind of in agreement already. Like just at 6th level, you have so many features that like really ease the weaknesses that a warlock has. Like this is like you're accentuating your main strength, which is doing a lot of
DPS.
damage, DPS, but you're also like kind of patching up like because you can put the tentacle anywhere, right? So it's not even that you're reducing like just 1d8 damage against yourself. You can just
you have the
stick that right
utility.
next to your barbarian and get like mega value.
It since you want to put it next to the enemy, you're most likely going to be helping whoever's getting hit by the enemy as well.
How much is the move? Eldritch Blast that slows. Can you tell me?
10 feet.
10 feet.
Wait, you're going to be
Just
getting
one.
hit by the enemy as well? Wait, what?
What?
What? No.
What did you
no.
say? Sorry. I misheard.
Because you're putting this next to the enemy, so you can hit the enemy with
Your
it. You're
tank is
also
gonna
going
be up there.
Your
Yeah,
tank's going to
your
be there. You're
melees.
going to be
This is
protecting the
actually-
people most likely getting hit by the
Actually,
enemy. So you're high,
True.
potential high value.
For a
Oh, yeah, like every turn,
for
yeah.
a fight, for most fights actually, I would say, at least ones in which you're fighting like one sort of dangerous creature and then like maybe some minions or just one dangerous creature. This is a really powerful aggro control mechanic because you can just like drop someone's speed 20 feet and like there's no chance that they're going to reach any of your squishies.
Oh my god.
And then you can just keep reducing damage on your tank anyway. This is like an actual like MMO like debuff buff like class.
If someone's moving speed is 10, do they dash and do 20? So that even if they're trying to dash to you, they really
Yes.
can't get to you, can
Yes.
they?
Yes. Correct.
So they're
Dashing
60
is
feet
just moving
away.
your
If they're 60 feet away, normally they would dash and get to you immediately. Instead, it takes them 3 turns of dashing.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yep. Nope.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
That's one. The speed thing is so good on
The
that.
speed thing is
You're right.
really it's really
And
good
the
and
DPS.
also like basically the tentacle becomes your like your sub tank.
I am still a little more underwhelmed about this 6th level feature. You will use it. You will enjoy using it. It's really good with a barbarian, but it is still only a 1d8 damage reduction. And because fights are so short, you're probably not gonna get. It's not the biggest
Yeah.
impact, right?
It'll happen
You're just
about
sort
3
of
times per fight. So
Yeah.
it's effectively about, what is that?
3d8 healing.
13.5 health per fight.
Yeah, I don't
Not that
actually
big,
rate.
not huge, no.
Yeah, I don't actually think this is that
At level
amazing,
10, it goes up to about 26 health per fight.
which
It
is
doesn't scale
okay.
further.
Yeah, and then it kind of stops. So I don't rate this particular one as insanely powerful. You will use
mean,
it.
it's like,
You will
would you-
undoubtedly use it, but
I like it a lot more than comparable features that require actions because this
Hydrate.
is free. Oh,
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
where I'm coming at this from too. It's like it's not that powerful, but it is infinite and it's using your reaction, which you're not using ever as a warlock, really. Like if you're a warlock and you're using Hellish Rebuke, you're falling into a trap.
I immediately just, for some reason, I thought of Slay the Spire and how people always remove all the cards from their deck because it's better to just specialize hard in some features rather than have lots of options. I don't know.
if your caster gets rushed, you probably won't get to use this because it will most likely be next to. I'm assuming that the melee are in front and the caster is in back, which happens a lot, right? And therefore, your tentacle is beating up on the enemies there. If they rush past to the caster, your tentacle has to already be within 10 feet of them, right? So it's
true.
like it's not the biggest rescue. It's very nice to have, but I don't actually think it increases the power level hugely.
It just
you can-
it just protects your meleeers a bit. That's all.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
protect your
it's nice.
casters.
It's good.
It doesn't
it's
protect
good.
it doesn't super protect your casters, but like
It
the damage
barely
reduction
does.
will be nice, and also you can just summon your tentacle wherever. Like you don't have to make it move.
Well, it won't protect the casters for the first turn the casters get approached. Every following turn it does.
Yeah.
And kind of in the first place, like if you're in a situation where like your casters might get rushed, like there's really nothing anyone could really do there. Like if you are in a position where you can hit somebody with both your Eldritch Blast and your Tentacles of the Deep, they will not reach you.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good combo.
Okay.
Anyway, should we? Yeah.
10th level, you learn the spell Everard's Black Tentacles. It counts as a Warlock spell for you, but it does not count against the number of spells you know. Free spell!
Neat.
Woo!
Sure, why not?
You can cast it once without using a spell slot, and you regain the
Ooh.
ability to do so when you finish a long rest. That is that is so much better for a Warlock than any other class of the game.
Yeah.
Yep,
That is
yep,
such
yep.
a. How many spells can you cast at 10th level?
I would be hard pressed to say more than 2. I think
No,
it's
but
2.
you got the weird things, whatever those are.
Oh, that's
called.
true. I would have to look it up. Wait, I have the page open. Never mind, I can look it up. At 10th level, you can cast 2 spells. You have 2 spell slots, and you don't get your Mystic Arcanum until 11th level.
Oh, so at this level, that's 50% more spells.
Yes.
Hello,
And at the
perfectly
next
technical.
at the
Thank
next
you for the
level,
raid.
you're back up to it being 25% more spells.
Yes, exactly.
And then it goes down to 20% at 13th level,
You
and then less and
yeah.
less 16. Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's still good to have another spell.
It is still very good to have another spell.
Is Avard's Black Tentacles a spell that is good enough to cast over Elder's Blast?
I was just about to click it and find out.
Thank you.
Squirming ebony tentacles. Oh God.
Fourth
Fill
level spell.
20
on.
a 20-foot square on the ground that you can see within range. For the duration, these tentacles turn the ground into difficult terrain. Oh my God. You will seriously make it so people cannot move.
No.
You will lock someone down, they can
90
move
feet.
no squares.
Guys, 90 feet range.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Hope you like tentacles. Yeah.
Sniper party. Sniper party.
When a creature enters the affected area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, then the creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends. A creature that starts its turn in the area and is already restrained by the tentacles takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. A creature restrained by the tentacles can use its action to make a strength or dexterity check, its choice, against your spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself. See, this is funny because it can free itself, but if you perhaps are a tentacle warlock, you can hit somebody for, I don't know, maybe drop their speed by 20 feet per turn, and then the entire 20-foot square is difficult terrain. You can move 1 square per turn, maybe 2.
That's a big yikes
But
right
like
there.
you can, if you fail to save, you can make 1. You can't like if you feel you're restrained, so you would have to try to free yourself, right? So that takes your action.
Yeah.
You can't dash. You can move 5 feet.
Another thing that I really like is it doesn't matter if this is a boss monster. Like this is a absolutely ludicrous boss monster. There's no saving throw against the tentacle slow. There's no saving throw against the Eldritch Blast slow. There's no saving throw against difficult terrain.
Exactly.
All you have to do is hit them.
It does
So-
take 2 turns to set up for full effect
For
because
full
this is an
effectiveness,
action.
Yes.
Yes.
On your first turn, you could do Evard's Black Tentacle and then summon a tentacle next to them. And then hit. If the tentacle hits, they are now in difficult terrain with 10 less movement speed. So they have 10
God.
speed.
God, that's evil.
It's
The following turn, they can't. They are fucked.
so gross.
And that also assumes they succeed the saving throw, which dex save they probably will unless they're something.
I mean,
Some
if
things
they
have
do
low
get
dex.
restrained, it's just free damage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good spell. It's a
This
really
is-
good
Good
spell
even-
on a
I
warlock.
like that it's a good
This
spell
is a
even if they
great
fail.
spell for this
Even-
class.
Yeah. Solid spell for other classes, depending. Sometimes they might have better. This is so good in this class.
They encourage you to use it. You get a free use
That's
every
really funny.
short.
I love this.
many?
Long rest. This is a long rest.
That's fine. Whatever.
You also learn the spell, so you can cast it on short rests too.
Yeah, if you want
True.
to invest your spell slot, you can also just do that. Which I mean, honestly, might be worth doing for your spell slot.
Oh, did you notice the part that says moreover damage can't break your concentration?
What?
Whoa!
And you get temporary HP equal to your warlock level when you cast
Whenever
it.
you cast this spell, your patron's magic bolsters you, granting you a number of temporary hit points equal to your warlock level. So 10 temporary hit points at 10th level. Moreover, damage
Wow.
cannot break your concentration on this spell. That's
Clearly
that's
this feature
so
wasn't good enough for them. They needed to buff it.
They're like, no, more tentacles.
Everything about this class is so good. I love it. Now, I grant you that the damage reduction on the 6th level feature might be a little low, but it's free.
So far, that's the least interesting
Broken.
ability, and it's still fine. You'll
Yeah,
still
true.
use it.
Okay. When you reach 14th level, you get Fathomless Plunge. You can magically open temporary conduits to watery destinations. As an action, you can teleport yourself and up to 5 other willing creatures that you can see within 30 feet of you. Amid a whirl of tentacles, you all vanish and then reappear up to 1 mile away in a body of water you've seen, pond size or larger, or within 30 feet of it. Each of you appearing in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of the others. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
1 mile away is not that long for such a weird feature.
This is a very weird feature,
The hell? Yeah.
but I guess this is the if you're in a
Escape.
this is like the oh shit button, right? This is emergency evacuation.
Can you do this to an unconscious ally? It says 5 willing creatures.
That's such a That's such a.
Does that work?
murky
How does that work with
question.
teleport? Because teleport's the same, right?
I think so. I would have to check. I would have to check. is all
Probably.
I'll say about
Truthfully,
that.
I kind of suspect not, but who knows?
So if it's a Jeopardous situation, hopefully your cleric gets them up and then you teleport everyone away.
That's
Kind of
the
weird
escape.
feature.
This is a weird feature.
Can you get use out of this in combat? Potentially.
I mean, like, there is nothing to say that you can't, because, like, if you need to relocate everybody to a pool of water, you can.
True.
And there's, like, it's not like it, it just happens, like, basically immediately, right?
I do think I think like, oh, you're going down to fight like the big sea monster or kraken or whatever the fuck, and it's hundreds of feet away and just pelting you and stuff, and you just teleport to its face, and just start smacking.
It is okay. This does have some very very funny implications in an ocean based campaign, because like imagine that you see a ship in the distance, and as soon as you're a mile away, you go
Yes.
and you just appear.
Wait. Yo, can we do pirate campaign again? Hold on. Wait, this
is
would be
such
this
a
would
good one.
This would be so fun for boarding parties. Oh my god.
What the?
I love what just is like for a second I thought this wouldn't be the tentacle based.
Yeah. It's just
No.
within 30 feet of the body of water, so you can land on the deck of the ship.
On the ship itself, yes.
Yeah, in fact, it might be the most tentacle.
Oh my
Boarding
god.
party.
This really would have been a tentacle free ability, except they literally added that one.
They just
clause.
added some tentacles to it for kicks.
Amidst a whirl of tentacles, you all vanish and reappear. Oh, I so want to do this now. My god.
So funny. I mean, okay.
Wow.
I think power level wise, it is not amazingly strong, but flavor and like
Yeah.
utility wise, it can be.
It's like I rate it similar to that death one, to be honest.
I think this would be a little weaker. With the one caveat being, if you're
Maybe.
fighting near water, you can get use out of this. If you're like,
I
in
guess
combat
death is
near
more
water.
common than water combat.
Death is more common than water combat. That's a quote for the books. This is not the League of Legends class.
No. There have been like at least 2 other League of Legends water themed class. League of Legends loves their fucking.
How many fucking
water.
tentacle monsters are? No, don't answer that.
Don't
Actually,
answer that.
Oh
don't
my God.
answer.
I will say, disregarding all their abilities, which we know are some of them are quite good. This is in the class of warlocks that gets an 8d6 third level spell.
True. They do get lightning bolt.
Oh shit. Oh fuck me, and they get cone of cold.
Yep.
The Cone of Cold is absolutely nuts. They get
Big Beast-
Thunder Wave, which at first level, which is honestly
Super good at that
don't
level,
like
yeah.
underrate that. That's pretty good.
Big beast tentacle.
I don't know how
They
good
get
that
Big
is, to be
Beast
honest.
tentacle.
Big beast hand is not bad, especially because it's
Is it?
concentration
It's a pretty
and.
good spell.
It's the you can just keep smacking over and over
Yes,
again, right?
This is the
exactly.
smack one.
Although it eats your bonus action. This might. Oh, it does more damage than the tentacle.
It
It's
does
just
more
a better
well,
tentacle.
I would say you can also like restrain people with it, right?
True. Better tentacle. You're right. Better tentacle.
Yeah, it's just
upgraded
bigger tentacle.
Oh, I wish the tentacle stuff applied to Big Beast tentacle.
I think this is. I think
What?
that would be great.
What?
Nothing. Anyway,
I think this should be S tier.
I kind
Yeah.
of agree.
Yeah, no. It's the thing that in particular pushed it over actually was the spell list.
Yeah.
The
Cone
spell
of Gold
list
on a
is-
warlock.
yeah.
Crown
Oh,
of Cold, so nasty.
I want to play a pirate campaign with this.
You should.
All right.
This is really good.
Fiend Warlock. I mean, to be fair, I think Dan should run the pirate campaign. I've already run a pirate campaign.
You want me to do a pirate 2nd edition campaign? Is that heresy to talk about here?
No, we're doing a 5e. We have to use this.
No, because Sean wants to play the tentacle.
Oh, that's
Warlock.
right.
No.
Oh, I guess you're not going to get to play in Pathfinder for a while, Josh.
I want to play a Pathfinder.
We can do the Pathfinder anyway. Ooh.
Yeah. Anyway, the
Transposed it
Fiend
into Pathfinder.
Warlock. A classic. I've played this. You get Burning Hands, Command, Blindness, Deafness, Scorching Ray, Fireball, Stinking Cloud, Fire Shield, Wall of Fire, Flame Strike, and Hallow.
Okay.
I love subclasses where for the spell list they just control F fire
Fire.
flame, and just
Oh my God.
like copy paste it in.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
I will say for the particulars of how I played my Warlock, Fire Shield was really good value.
True. You were tanky. So you
I
got a
was
lot of hits on
really
it.
tanky.
Burning
all you have to
Hands
do
is
is
one of
you
those
put-
spells that's not very good, but 1 through 4 you will actually get use out of it.
True.
At level
No.
5 it's gone.
Please.
No, you're the biggest Burning Hands hater.
I am. I don't think you should be in melee at those levels. I think you should be very, very far away from the crowd of enemies that are gonna kick the shit out of your squishy level 1 through
That's
4
true.
body.
At level
I don't
1,
think
you have
you're fighting
so
crowds
few
of enemies.
points.
Level
Then
2.
why would you Burning Hands?
You're not fighting crowds of enemies at level 2.
No, listen. You
Please.
can get value out of Burning Hands even if you're fighting one creature.
I don't like Burning Hands. I think it's
Actually,
bad.
Burning Hands is probably. I mean, at level 1, it's better. At level 2, you're still better off Eldritch Blast.
You're better. Yeah, exactly. It's don't
Well, yes,
don't.
as soon as you can just add your modifiers.
But
that's Burning
if you're
Hands.
hitting 2 creatures, Burning Hands is almost double the damage of Eldritch Blast, even with Agonizing Blast. If you're hitting 3, obviously it's triple, etc., etc.
But
there are
past
cases-
3, you shouldn't be at that range.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. Like that's why it always feels bait to me because it's
You
such
don't
a
really
close
do
range
level 1.
AoE.
You don't ever play level 1 characters.
I don't think Burning Hands is a particularly good spell. There's my hot take of the day
Sean,
because I
this
think
is
it
just
baits you
because-
into dying.
This is because Sean is just too
Cowardice.
power pilled.
Cowardice.
I've listen. There are there are better, safer things that you can do with your turn than to run into the middle of the enemies and cast Burning Hands.
To be fair,
No, who
Sean
says you're
has
running in? The enemies are probably in your face. Like
Sean has
the
only
ene-
died once.
You're assuming like, oh yeah, that was because Tyler didn't know how to balance. But that's okay.
I don't blame Tyler for that.
Wow. Why would Tyler do this?
and also the luck.
Did you just say I've only died once? Hold on a fucking second,
Wait,
Josh.
when else did you die?
What campaign did we just play?
What the fuck are you on about? How many times did I die in that last campaign?
That doesn't count. You came back every time.
They perma-died.
I perma-died multiple
You
times.
permanized so many times. You still kept coming back.
I fucking sprinted.
I remember you got 4 and were satisfied with it, and then later in the campaign you got 2 to 3 more. I remember once it was twice in a kit. So you died like I believe 7 times total that I can remember.
Let's go.
Seven permadeaths in one campaign.
That was a good campaign.
Okay,
Oh.
anyway.
Thank you.
Dark One's Blessing. When you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain temporary HP equal to your Charisma modifier plus your Warlock level. At level 1, that's probably 4 to 5. At level 5, that's probably 9 to 10.
At level 1, that's absolutely nuts. That's like 50% of your HP.
I know you're. Listen, Sean,
Yeah.
I found it. You get up there, you cast Burning Hands, you drop someone to 0 hit points, and suddenly your
That's
HP
true.
has doubled.
You got a
Get
KS.
Chad.
You gotta
Assert
KS.
dominance.
I remember you playing this class, Josh, and just your annoyance at having to KS.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, it is so frustrating.
Just
Actually,
being like, I have to be the one to. By the end, it didn't matter because you were a walking death machine. But at the like, I remember.
like, let me get the last hit.
Yeah, I remember at some point you were like, "This is so annoying. Stuff's dying before I can kill it."
Oh, it reminds me of the Shadow Priest life whatever spirit.
Spirit
I don't
tap.
know.
Fucking
Spirit
hate
tap.
that. Yeah.
It's such an annoying feature to have the last
is.
hit. Mathematically, it's good. It's good early game. Makes you a lot beefier. We saw Josh play this as a sort of pseudo in melee range character.
Yep. I was tanking. Don't
yeah.
don't get
You-
it twisted.
You
Yeah,
absolutely were.
you were tanking for the Blade Singer.
You're right. Why was I tanking?
That's a good question.
Because nothing could hit me, so it just didn't try.
Oh, that's true. See,
I mean,
that
they'd always
was-
try for like the first round or two, and then you give up.
That game was really funny because you basically had 2 spellcasters, and that was the whole game. But the 2 spellcasters you had were the tankiest spellcaster in the game, and then also the hardest to hit spellcaster in the game.
It
We were
worked.
invincible. Ah, those were the days.
Good
But
times.
anyway,
Burning Hands from level 1 through 2.
okay. This is good enough. We can move on.
At 6th
Glad you
level,
agree.
you get the Dark One's Own Luck. You can call on your patron to alter fate in your favor. When you make an ability check or a saving throw, you can use this feature to add a d10 to your roll. You can do so after seeing the initial roll, but before any of the roll's effects occur. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
So tell us, how did this feature feel when you used it?
It felt really, really clutch in a couple of circumstances. But otherwise, it just kind
Nice.
of is there. I mean, this is just one of those things. Like, you just pop it when it seems important.
Is this a better than average 6th level feature, you think?
I think this is a pretty average 6th level feature.
Yeah, I was
Ammo.
thinking that.
Fair.
I love these types because I hate failing saving throws. But A, you need to be submitted to a saving throw. B, it needs to be one that you failed but didn't, or
You don't know if you failed this one.
it needs to be one that you think you failed but could possibly succeed if you roll a d10 on top of it.
Oh,
So
God.
it's like,
D10
It's a
on top
narrow
of it.
window.
But I mean, it's
Exactly.
It's kind of like you've just like attached a bard to your backpack.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
The reason that this one I would say is average,
Pocket Bard.
and this is really funny, but the reason I say this is average is actually solely it goes up to average because it feels good to have in your back pocket. Like,
Yeah, it really does.
Genuinely, I think it almost
Listen,
feels better
I
than
agree.
maybe it is. But it's,
Listen, I
don't
ranked.
wanna discount
That's
that.
that's part of ranking. That I
Yeah.
think that counts for stuff.
I'm willing to call this average solely because of that.
I think so too. And like that's the thing is that's the thing about
One of the-
like a lot of mechanical stuff is that sometimes a mechanic is not objectively the strongest mechanic, but if it feels good when playing, then it's a good mechanic for a tabletop game.
Yeah, big agree. So what about Fiendish Resilience? Oh, that one's kind of sucks.
You choose one damage type when you
Oh,
finish
wait,
a
never
short or
mind.
long rest. You gain resistance to that damage type until you choose a different one with this feature. Damage from magic weapons
misunderstood.
or silver weapons ignore this resistance. This is actually great.
If you just choose slashing and there's people with swords.
You're right.
Yeah, as long as it's not a magical weapon, you can choose resistance to slashing damage and become an invincible monster.
It's true. And when we reference our many earlier discussions where I looked up how many monsters in the monster manual had magic weapons.
Oh yeah,
Very,
it's like
very
0.
few.
Mhm.
There's
Very few. Because they
There-
explicitly say it does.
Like I think off the top of my head, I think like
Less than 5%.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yep, 100%.
Notably, dragons do not have magical weapons, which always feels like kind of a kick in the teeth to dragons.
Right? It's fucked up.
It's
Oh.
super fucked up. But hey, that's the way the game is written.
So it's an interesting feature because you need a little bit of foresight. It actually kind of rewards some scouting.
Yeah.
True. I mean, you can swap it on a short rest,
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
really nice.
Do some scouting, take a
Yeah.
short rest.
Uh-huh. And that's when they pull their rapier out of their back pocket and you just cry.
No, my weakness.
I realize the chat overlay has them on. Oops. Sorry, it's been a little while since we had a stream. Anyway, yeah,
What was
this is
missing?
the chat overlay.
Oh.
The chat on the stream.
See the chat.
Ah, yeah, that's important.
Anyway,
Good feature. Decent.
yeah, I would agree. It is by far the most usable of the like random resistance features, I think.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Does this feature reduce more or less damage than the 26 that the previous one did at 10th level?
The tentacle one?
Yeah, the tentacle one at 10th level over like 3 rounds of combat reduces about 26 damage.
The tentacle one was a 6th level feature.
Yeah, but at 10th level it
Oh, at
doubles.
10th level it goes to 2d8. I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's hard to say because this is like personal resistance. Like this is damage that you would take.
The
And
tentacle is anyone.
yeah, and the tentacle is anybody. So I think in that instance, like probably the tentacle gets a little bit more mileage just because
Yeah.
you're not
Probably.
necessarily
Especially
going to
because
be up
most
there.
warlocks at 10th level are pretty squishy and they probably don't want to be blasting at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
agreed.
I mean, that being said, if you drop anyone, you get 15 extra hit points.
Yeah, but is that hit points? It might just still be there from the last one.
Yeah, I don't. Your point. Sometimes resistance is not the most useful thing, but this is probably the best resistance
This is
feature,
the best of the
if
resistance
nothing
features,
else.
and resistance can be a powerful feature in certain respects. Like just free resistance to slashing damage is like you're basically 50% of a barbarian at that point.
Just for context, though, like you would have to take 54 slashing damage. I mean, a little less because of the halving, but like for it to amount to the same amount.
Yeah, which is why I think like the tentacle one
tentacle's
ends
stronger,
up being
but-
better because
Yeah.
it is also
But this
this
is
is
still
just
pretty good.
saving your hide, and the other one is actual team utility.
To say nothing of if you know they're a spellcaster, go pick fire.
Right, exactly.
True.
If you pick fire
True.
resistance and you just eat a fireball, you're gonna feel like a god.
That's 14 damage you just negated. That's something. It's pretty good, actually.
And then at 14th level, you get one of my favorite features in the entire game: Hurl Through Hell.
Nice.
When you hit a creature with an attack, you can use this feature to instantly transport the target through the lower planes. The creature disappears and hurtles through a nightmare landscape. At the end of your next turn, the target returns to the space it previously occupied, or the nearest unoccupied space. If the target is not a fiend, it takes 10d10 psychic damage as it reels from its horrific experience, and once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest.
It's a fun one.
This...
I like that it works with Eldritch Blast.
Yes, yeah. This is pretty great because all you do it doesn't require anything other than just hitting somebody with an attack. At 14th level, you have 3 Eldritch Blasts to try it, and honestly, like this is literally
55 psychic damage.
It's 55 psychic damage, and even if it did not have that damage attached to it, like you're just knocking a creature out of combat for
And
like,
there's no
like
save.
2 turns. There's no save.
There's no, Disintegrate does a similar amount of damage, but like if it misses, they take no damage. This is always like
It always does 10d10 damage. Yeah.
If you can hit them, and you have at least 3 chances to hit them,
And
they are going away
Yeah.
for their
whoop-de-doo.
entire turn.
And if you miss all of them, you use it next turn. Whatever.
Yeah.
And like
You're gonna get this use.
like
used.
and this just like in general is such a powerful thing, because imagine if you could
So strong.
if you could take an ability that let you banish somebody for 2 turns, and that was all it did, you would take it. It would be so
Is it
strong.
2?
Well, it's like you do it and then it comes at the end of your next turn, so it's kind of like an amount.
Which also means you can't damage it on your next turn.
You can't, but I think in the case, but like also you're doing 55 psychic damage, so
It does lose 1 turn. I think it only loses 1 turn for itself.
It's a banishment for 1 turn.
It's a banishment from under. But you would take that. Like if
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
100%.
a creature that like has legendary resistances, for instance, it doesn't matter. You can just go, you're gone.
And he comes back and then you maze him.
You're
God.
all just waiting.
God, can you imagine? Just like, all right, bye to another place.
No. I think the best part is maze someone and then you all gank them in a huddle and then hurl them through hell.
And then their psychic damage just kills them. Ah, yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
This is like one of the strongest crowd control abilities in the game, just because it doesn't have a save attached to it. And it does bonus damage on top of that. And like, just imagine any scenario in which you are fighting one scary creature and like a billion other creatures. You just send the ancient dragon to hell, and then you're like, I'm gonna deal with the minions this turn, right? And like,
even if it's the only creature, send the Trask away, and then everyone spend 1 turn healing / buffing
exactly.
and positioning.
It can buy you so
Positioning,
much
too.
time. It's so flexible. I love this ability.
Definitely very
However,
good. So what should we?
It is at the 14th level.
Yeah,
It's a 14th level feature,
We have to
but
weigh it.
Yeah, I mean, in most games you probably won't reach it, but I would say at 14th level, this is an amazing feature still.
The important part is 5th level when you get Fireball. Let's talk about rating that.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? First level ability is fine. Second one is average.
Also-
Third one is kind of average. Fourth one is godly. and then they also get good spells. So where the fuck does that put this? A?
Yeah, and
I kinda
again,
think A.
they only get 2 fireballs. I'm probably thinking A as well, but it is 2 fireballs, unlike another class which may get several more at higher levels.
Yes,
They
that is
eventually
also
get-
true.
They eventually get 3 at 11th level.
But like, think of like Mads in our last campaign. Mads could just casually toss out like 3 fireballs in a fight, and then the next
And turn them
fight
into
they could do,
sound balls.
and then their next fight, like, you know, they still have all their other spells. Like the Warlock, they're done. They're out. They're wheeze.
They-
Listen, after 2 fireballs, you can just start Eldritch Blasting.
You are
You're not
saying
that broken up
you are
about
saying
it.
that I am not a utility caster. I am Fireball, and I will never cast a utility spell again.
I think
Yeah,
warlocks
you-
are not utility casters in the best of cases.
Well, this is you get value out of concentration spells potentially as a warlock. For
That's
this
true.
reason, right?
and those
but-
concentration spells might be better than Fireball.
But even so, it just means you cast 1 concentration spell if you have one that you'd prefer
True.
one the scenario, and then you fireball with your
I
other
think
spell slot, and then take a short
you
rest.
do it
You'll
in any
still get
order,
value.
really.
Yeah,
So that is only 1 Fireball.
yeah. One fireball's plenty. It's one
It is-
fireball. Per
I
short
agree.
rest.
Why 1 Fireball actually can make a world of difference in
Yeah.
so many fights.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally,
Okay.
like that. It's such a fight-defining spell. It probably fits.
I like it
All
in
right. I'm okay with that.
I think this next one's gonna be
now
ass.
It's time for this one.
I actually no, I
Ghosting
correct my statement.
Machine.
I hope this one is ass.
So you get these
Hold on,
spells.
Hold on. Yeah, we have to talk about this.
All of
because
which-
It's
these
a setting. It's a setting.
these subclasses are impossible to rate
No, we
because-
did do it.
because they're very specifically meant for the setting of modern magic.
Yeah.
Which means they have all of these custom spells that are meant to work with a modern world.
This is a spell that makes someone compelled to pick up the phone when you call them.
That's so ass.
You're kidding.
Why wouldn't they just pick up the phone anyway?
It's not really, right?
With
I
the spell, you can target any creature with whom you have spoken previously, as long as the 2 of you are on the same plane of existence. When you cast the spell,
What?
the nearest functioning telephone or similar communications device within 100 feet of the target begins to ring. If there's no suitable device close enough to the target, the spell fails. The target must make a successful charisma saving throw or be compelled to answer your call.
Oh my god. Oh, but they can't end the they can't end the conversation unless they succeed a saving throw. They're just like, hey, bye, and then they try to hang up. I guess I'll keep talking to you for a bit.
Okay, remote access. You can use any electronic device within range as if it were in your hands. This is not a telekinesis effect.
That seems really good for this setting. A lot better than the last one. That seems really good.
Arcane hacking. You gain advantage on int checks using hacking tools to break software encryption or online security. Spell also allows you to break second level and lower protective spells such as Arcane Lock or Glyph of Warding by making an int check using hacking tools against the spell save DC of the spellcaster.
Niche.
This is weird. Why is this a spell?
Niche. Yeah.
This should just be what hacking tools are.
Yeah, but like I think I can rate these pretty well. That one was too niche to be very good.
Digital
Yeah.
Phantom. This spell works to actively hide your presence within a computer system for. Oh, this is Pass Without Trace.
But only for hacking.
But online.
Hacking past that tree. Mads explained,
Hacked
but yeah,
without trace.
this subclass is meant for the modern magic.
This
go
page
back to-
does not exist yet.
Can you open up the last one again?
It's meant for modern magic, which means it's got a bunch of custom spells.
All trace of your. I feel like if I'm playing a wizard in a or like a spellcaster in a modern setting with like tech and stuff, I still think it's niche to be a hacker, like, and like hack computer systems and don't want to be detected.
Listen,
If it's-
why do this when you can just fireball somebody in Times Square?
Oh god,
What the fuck?
that's so fucked up.
Oh my god. No, but more importantly, like why would you do this as a warlock of all things? These are gonna eat your spells chosen, right?
Oh, you're so right. This
Yeah.
is terrible use of your spell.
Yes.
Good point.
Haywire, this page does not exist. Okay.
I don't think we're missing out on
Invisibility of the cameras.
I think we can figure out what that one does.
That's actually
I
that
like
one seems
that
a
one.
lot better than the rest, but it's 3rd level.
Target remains visible to vision.
Yeah, I like it.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, but they can be seen with eyeballs.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually, hold on. Why
wouldn't you just cast invisibility? Period.
Wait, but it's for people of your choice.
It's AoE.
I mean, but honestly, just cast Pass Without Trace and sneak past the cameras, and if that's a 2nd level spell.
Well, that's
Conjure
Never
no
mind.
bot. You touch a
whatever.
single
It is niche.
computerized device, a partially sentient piece of software imprinted with vestiges of your own skills and computer abilities. For the duration of the spell, you can use a bonus action to have the no-bot execute a computer-related task that would normally require an action. The no-bot makes intelligence ability checks using your ability score and proficiency bonuses, including your proficiency with hacking tools, if applicable. You have a limited telepathic bond with the no-bot out to a range of 500 feet from the device or system where the no-bot was conjured. If you move beyond this range, the no-bot disappears in 2d4 rounds, as if the duration of the spell had expired. Moving within range, again, immediately establishes the bond.
The no bot. Oh god, that seems terrible. That spell seems terrible.
Is there even an official 5e setting that this would be used with? No, this was an Unearthed Arcana.
This was a really old Unearthed Arcana. I think this was one they were like,
really long Unearthed Arcana.
They were like, should we go this direction? Back in like 2016, and the answer since then was no.
Why?
Wow, this lets you instantly hack into any computer. But again, like all these are hacking spells. Like
even in a magic set, like a magic modern setting, wizards still just break anything that they touch. They're just like, you know what? What if you use magic to fix this problem?
Why use skill check when magic check?
Shut down. This spell shuts down all electric devices within range that are not wielded or under the direct control of a creature.
Oh, those seem like the ones you wanted to shut down, though.
One would think. This is like Watch Dogs level shit. You're like, I'm gonna lower the barristers on this car.
I'm gonna turn off all their cars and guns. Oh wait, no, they're using those.
Yeah,
they're also not electronic devices.
Well, no, guns can be electronic.
I guess so.
It's a 5th level spell.
Why are they making electronic guns?
You do not want the answer to that.
Hey, listen, I've watched videos on YouTube of people talking about electronic guns, and all the comments are people being like, "Damn gun!" Oh, and they're making jokes like, "Oh, my gun ran out of battery."
Listen, I understand for something like a rail gun, but like the thing about a gun is that it like is
reliable,
purely mechanical, right? And that is like the appeal of it? Question mark? I don't know.
It is simply a system to let a hammer fall. The bullet does actually the work.
See, the thing about an electric gun is that the battery jokes aren't even funny. What is funny is when Uber Guns decides to make gun a subscription and you can't fire unless you pay $10 a month.
Oh no, my gun is updating. Hold on.
This is literally what car manufacturers are doing with like heated seats now. They have software encryption on their like seat warmers.
You're in the middle of a firefight. Windows gun has forced it to start an update.
Yeah, your gun just like kind of jams and like a little like error message comes up on the screen like your trial period for this has run out, and you call the military. Like, oh, hey guys.
Shit, my sub ran out.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, do you guys have a product key? And they're like, yeah, we can look one up for you. Anyway,
there's one more spell.
One more.
It's synchronicity. You reality suddenly shifts in your favor. You are not inconvenienced by mundane delays of any sort. Traffic lights are always green. There's always a waiting elevator.
God, I love it.
Taxi is always around the corner.
I love it.
I remember this spell specifically. It's the only one I remember out of the modern magic spells because I'm just like, this would be so nice to have in real life.
I want this.
It would be so nice.
The target can run at full speed through dense crowds. Attacks of opportunity provoked by the target's movement are made with disadvantage. Imagine getting an attack of opportunity made against you in a dense crowd.
As some granny just slaps you with her purse. Oof.
You gain advantage on dex stealth checks since the target always finds a handy piece of cover available. Additionally, the target has advantage on all ability checks made to drive a vehicle. In the event that two or more creatures are under the effect of synchronicity or attempting to avoid being inconvenienced by each other, the creatures engage in a contest of charisma each time the effects of the spells would oppose each other.
This is such Matrix vibes.
Yes. Oh.
Man, I guess
right.
so many of these spells rely on a campaign where there are enemy bad guys that need to be hacked and snuck around that you can't just. But like most adventurers would just barge down the door and start fireballing.
This is the thing that really reveals why D&D is not a neutral system. Because when you look at all of the things in the game, you can see that they try to bolt a system on top of 5e to make it work in a modern day setting. But then I think the reason they never published any of this material like officially was because they realized something, which is that like, what are you doing with the rest of your class features?
Nothing, yeah.
Right? Like, what are you doing with your ranger features in the modern day? Right? Like,
are people going to look at you normal when you have a bear following you?
in the sort of like, and also like, obviously these subclasses are tailor-made for the modern setting, but nothing in the rules says you can't just play like the fathomless deep warlock and just summon tentacles in the middle of New York, right?
Yep.
Like, there is a certain amount of cognitive dissonance that like you just can't really surmount unless you're playing some kind of like Marvel superhero game, and at that point there are systems that already do that without all of this weird jank on it. Like,
honestly, stuff like cameras to hack and stuff probably doesn't exist in a magical world because they'll just have magical sensors. Computers even, they'll probably end up just making like magical books and shit. There's so much, like, I don't know, there's so much stuff that just, the world would not end up looking like modern day Matrix world if magic exists. So it kind of gets clunky.
Yeah. So anyway.
But we have a subclass here.
Yes.
Yeah, let's really just speedrun this. Information surge. First level, action. You can target a computerized device within 30 feet of you. If it's held or actively being used, the creature must make an int save against your DC. On a failed save, the targeted device ceases to function until the end of your next turn. Okay, so that's what we wanted the spell to do, but better. If the targeted device is not held or used by a creature, the DM makes a special saving throw for the device with disadvantage and a +0 modifier. Certain shielded devices might negate the disadvantage at the DM's determination. Short or long rest on the recharge. So you can shut down a machine. Turn off somebody's cell phone. Can be useful, I suppose. 6th level, you gain the ability to travel short distances over electrical wires, data lines, or telephone cables. As a bonus action, you can touch a device or socket connected to a hardwired network and teleport along this network to another device or socket within your line of sight. Okay. Short or long rest on that. Okay. This would be a lot better if you could use it more than once per short rest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Like, what happens when you get in there? Now you're stuck.
Well, then you get in there and then you take your short rest.
Oh, of course, yeah. You take a short rest in the break room.
In the break room, yeah.
Okay, personal encryption. You have learned to apply knowledge, 10th level. You have an advantage on saving throws against scrying, thought detection, or any other method of magically learning your whereabouts or reading your thoughts. Off the grid. I'm off the grid. I'm off the grid. For any such effect that does not grant you a saving throw, but which requires the creature targeting you to make an ability check, the check is made with disadvantage.
You're having too much fun with this.
Did you like my Crypto Apex Legends impression?
Off the grid. It was good. It was pretty nice.
Off the grid. I'm off the grid. We're getting off the grid. Getting off here.
You have that like subtle Koreanness.
Yeah. At 14th level, you gain the ability to infect a humanoid's body with living circuitry. That's terrifying. You can use an action to make a melee attack against a humanoid creature using your spell attack modifier. Must make a con save against your spell save DC. as a techno-organic virus quickly spreads through its body. On a failed save, target takes 8d10 psychic damage or half as much damage on a success. If the target fails the save, you can use an action to issue it a single command as if you were casting the command spell. The target makes its saving throw against your command with disadvantage. You can issue this command at any time while the target remains infected. Once you use this, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, at which point the target is cured of the technovirus. The infection can also be removed with a lesser restoration spell. Okay, how do I feel about this one? I don't even think it's that good within its niche.
No.
IMO.
I think there are a lot better subclasses you could build. You could take in a
Even in a modern setting.
modern world. There are things that this one can do that other subclasses cannot within said modern, but they're all fitting like one specific niche of like hacking stealthily.
Yes, this is
And
like
in a way that like you can't get, if you get caught, you're dead.
Yeah, this is a very specifically the modern subterfuge agent subclass, which is incredibly specific,
Yeah.
and also slightly a I feel like
it doesn't do anything else well at all.
it really does absolutely nothing else well. I don't know how well it does this. And so that's my question. Can this save it from F tier solely because it technically has a niche that we have seen no other Warlock fill yet?
I have a question real quick though. If you're in a party of like 4 people and you're in this modern world, what do you do if the Warlock takes care of all your stealthy tech needs? What do the rest of the people
Nobody
do?
else has to exist. You can just be a party of Warlocks, I guess.
I have no idea.
Okay,
I don't know what a party in this world looks like.
Here's my hot take.
Like, is there combat in this world?
I feel like
Presumably, I guess.
Yes.
I feel like it really is actually not that useful. IMO, because most of the stuff you're doing here is to not get spotted, but you're in a party.
You're right. You can't just do everything alone. It's not a solo campaign. And you can wire walk in and you can't wire walk. You're stuck there now.
And like once, and like the thing is like once you have been spotted, all of these stealth features don't do anything.
The instant combat starts, you have almost nothing.
So I feel like it has a niche. It does not fulfill that niche very well. It doesn't do anything. Like we rated that the techno priest.
Yeah.
And it was good in its niche because it got stuff that was
good.
Whereas this like really doesn't get anything that helps it do anything.
It had that one broken weird like
super
feature,
strong tangle basically.
It's a strain or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, this really you're right.
F-tier.
I think it's F tier.
Yeah. Yep.
Ghost in the Machine, more like Ghost in the F tier.
That was terrible.
The Great Old Ones. You get Dissonant Whispers, Tasha's Hideous Laugh. What?
Just want to acknowledge where it's from. This is base PHP, right?
This is base PHP, yes.
This is the third and final base Warlock.
The third and final, the base Warlocks.
All
Dissonant
3 base
Whisper.
Warlocks.
What?
Nice.
They're all in the beginning of the alphabet.
True.
That is true. You're right. They're all in the first half. Okay. Dissonant Whispers, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Detect Thoughts, Phantasmal Force, Clairvoyance, Sending, Dominate Beasts, Everard's Black Tentacles, Dominate Person, and Telekinesis.
Warlocks don't get Tasha's?
Apparently not, but also, like, why would you want to cast Tasha's as a Warlock? Okay, like, at
I mean,
1 to 3,
yeah,
great.
It's concentration, right?
Yes, it's concentration.
It's not bad, actually.
It's good.
It's not awful, but they are still, they still get to make checks.
Does Tasha's get upcast? Let me check.
No, Tasha's has no upcast effect.
So you won't.
You have good memory. You have good memory.
It's a good spell.
I only remember the spells that are good.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very good spell.
But notably, if since Warlocks get Hypnotic Pattern at 5th level, you're never casting Tasha's.
I mean, 1 through 4, this is quite a good spell.
Yep. 1 through 4, good spell. And like concentration, great, but also like
the other ones, the other 3, I can already tell they're not that good.
One of them does a fear. I think it's there's some. Yeah, no, I think you'd rather Eldritch Blast.
Clairvoyance and Sending are things that you would only do out of combat, which means half your spells are gone now. Dominate Beast.
Tentacles.
Dominate Beast, very too niche. Dominate Person, actually good. Telekinesis, actually good because it's concentration. You can keep using it.
Avard's Black Tentacles, we know, has some purpose
Has some use.
for sure.
It was much
Yep.
better in the tentacle class, but yes.
But still
Agreed.
good here.
All right, middling to below average.
Probably, I
expanded
agree,
spell list.
better than the holy one.
Yes,
sure.
agreed.
Oh, it's terrible.
All right. At first level, you get Awakened Mind. Your alien knowledge gives you the ability to touch the minds of other creatures. You
Oh, I
can
remember this one.
telepathically speak to any creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand your telepathic utterances, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language.
I remember this one because in our campaigns, this feature would almost never be relevant. But like, if you're talking to each other in combat about like plans and stuff, you can do it, and the enemy won't hear you shout your plans. If you're in a if you're in a campaign where you're role playing, like things you say, you can only talk to each other in combat if it's like within 6 seconds, and the enemy can hear what you're saying. Or I don't know. Also, like stealth, I guess. If you're doing multi-person stealth expeditions, you can.
I mean,
Communicate.
yeah, it's like a.
Or you can
It's
just
not the-
whisper to each other.
You can just whisper, yes. I mean, you can do stuff with it. You can like whisper into people who are unaware of your presence as minds and make them
be
think
creepy?
they're going a little bonkers.
Yeah, that's
But,
probably the best use of it out of all those.
I don't know. It is usable, but it means that you're basically out a combat feature. Really.
To put this in a power ranking sense, this in modern D&D subclasses would be the ribbon feature.
Yes, this is a ribbon feature.
Unfortunately, this is all you get till 6th level.
Yeah. Like if you were playing a game where like language was like a bigger thing and like basically like nobody spoke common, then sure, this would be pretty useful.
Fair enough.
Yep.
But, you know, I think most people eschew that because
Awkward and annoying.
feels kind of awkward when you can't talk to other people.
Imagine if common didn't exist and humans spoke like a human language. And
Everybody
In order
spoke
for-
only one human language, or like maybe two
I
or
mean-
three.
I mean, like, and then like there'd be like some overlap of people knowing the other language, but most people just like can't communicate with people over long distances. Oh, common is so nice.
Yeah. Okay. 6th level Entropic Ward. You learn to magically ward yourself against attack and to turn an enemy's failed strike into good luck for yourself. When a creature makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on that roll. If the attack misses, your next
Decent.
attack roll against the creature has advantage if you make it before the end of your next turn. And then once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long
So
rest.
the first of your two
Wait.
Eldritch Blasts.
This sucks ass! You can
not
only use it
correct.
once?
Yeah, it's old. It's an old subclass.
Old base
Oh, that's
subclass.
so bad.
It's about disadvantage on an attack is approximately -5, which is basically a shield spell. Is one shield spell per short rest good on a warlock?
Not
think
even
it's all right.
remotely.
I think it's not the worst. I
Okay.
mean,
Like,
would you much rather just teleport away like that other one? Yes.
yes. this is awful because like
It's one attack. It's not even a full turn.
it's one attack. It's not even a full turn.
It might
so
just
it's
still.
not even,
It just might still hit.
it's not even as good
might
as
have-
shield.
It's not, because shield, you cast it unless we've been doing it wrong. Shield, you can cast it after you've seen the roll, right? Whereas this is when they make an attack, so you have
You're
to
right.
guess. Yeah, so
It is a lot worse. That's actually a big difference.
yes, it
Because
is.
they might have missed anyway, or they might hit anyway. Like this is.
So bad.
I think more than half the time, this is going to have no effect.
That's a pretty garbage
And-
feature. Yeah.
And then occasionally you'll get an advantage on one of your several Eldritch Blasts.
It's so bad. Okay, yeah, no,
All
trash.
right. Your
Pretty
10th
garbage.
level, your thoughts cannot be read by telepathy or other means unless you allow it. You have resistance to psychic damage, and whenever a creature deals psychic damage to you, that creature takes the same amount of damage you do.
Ass.
This sucks so bad, and it sucks for multiple reasons, because I'm not going to lie to you, if I was doing spike damage, I don't want resistance to psychic damage anymore. Straight up.
What?
If you're going to take, if you deal the damage back to the creature, but you also have resistance, you're gonna do less damage back to them.
Oh god
I
damn
would
it.
rather do more
There's-
damage.
There's some anti-synergy
Oh,
built into this thing.
no. So you'll tickle them a bit.
Yeah, except that's not really true because also not a lot of stuff, but definitely the traditional psychic damage dealers like Mind Flayers are probably immune to psychic
Immune to
damage.
psychic.
But I'm sure there's other spells and
I was
such
thinking the
that,
same thing. Yeah.
that do that, but you'll run into that problem.
I would have to
Oh,
look
this-
it up. I had the same thought. I would need to see the stat block. I don't have my.
This is like a
notes.
nothing subclass so far.
I know, it's amazing. We're 10 levels in and they don't have features yet.
It has
It's
slightly.
incredible.
It has like a tiny bit of combat prowess in 6th level, and for
Okay.
one attack, and it's still tiny.
And
To
the
be
other
fair-
thing that
To be fair, Mind Flayers
Tasha's.
do not have any kind of resistance to psychic damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
Tasha's hideous laughter is better than no camera go burr.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not wrong. Here's
Not
something
that
as well. I just
No,
want
it's
to like
pretty much the same.
it's that one fiend feature that they got at either at what 6th or 10th level where they get resistance and they can
Yeah.
swap it. We were like, resistance is often niche, but at least this one's the most flexible. This might be the worst one because
This is
psychic
the worst
damage-
one. You're right. It's
Psychic
resistance
damage-
to a super niche damage type, and it has anti-synergy with the spike it does.
Yeah, exactly. Like straight up, psychic damage is the rarest one.
If they have
If they
resistance to psychic, do they take a quarter? Do you think? I think that's how it works.
Oh
Yeah,
my
probably.
god.
Yeah, I would read it that way.
So what's the last feature? Does it salvage the entire subclass?
It's the most horrifying thing I've ever read. You gain the ability to infect a humanoid's mind with the alien
No.
magic of your patron. You can use your action to touch an incapacitated humanoid.
Oh,
That creature
God.
is then charmed by you until a remove curse spell is cast on
This
it.
is so rapey.
The charmed
Jesus.
condition is removed from it, or you use this feature again. You can communicate telepathically with the charmed creature as long as the two of you are on the same plane of existence.
Can you charm?
This is
Can you
horrific.
create? Could you create over time an army of thralls?
No.
No, you can
One
only do it
only.
on one creature at a time.
Never mind.
They have to
Wait,
be
where does it say
incapacitated.
that?
Oh, it's charmed by you until you
Or
use
you
this
use
feature
this
again.
feature again.
I see.
So if you use it on somebody, this one gets lifted. You'd probably ban this in your game. I probably would too. This shit sucks ass.
Also, have you noticed that despite all the drama, the only thing that happens is the charm condition?
Yeah, it's so funny. What the fuck is going on here?
You remember that first level feature that could charm everyone around you, and we're like, that's ass.
Yep, one person
it's-
and they have to be incapacitated. Also, it's your capstone ability.
Capstone.
This just goes straight to F tier, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any discussion on that. That's so bad.
It's terrible.
Okay.
I don't even think you need to ban this because no one's going to use it.
That's not
Yeah, it's
true.
not even-
Some people choose it on flavor alone.
True.
If they want to be a fucking
Tragic.
creep. Hey, it's Hexblade.
Listen, some people like the mind flayer stuff.
And remember, Hexblade can Eldritch Blast spam.
I have been fearing this one this whole time.
Okay,
So
you get
so let's get into it.
as your expanded spell list includes Shield, Wrathful Smite, Blur, Branding Smite, Blink Elemental Weapon, Phantasmal Killer,
God, those
Staggering
suck.
Smite, Banishing Smite, and then Cone of Cold.
Ooh. Cone of Cold is great, though.
This is so funny because it starts with Shield, which is generally a good spell, but is like such a painful
yeah.
thing to use as a Warlock. And then it sucks, and then you get Cone of Cold.
You might
Blur.
take.
Blur is pretty good.
I was gonna ask, is Blur something a Warlock would cast? I think yes.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Concentration for a minute, they have disadvantage on you, right?
Yes, correct.
Shield is something you might take just to have in your back pocket if you need it, but it's really not great.
If you yes, you will. You might, if you take it, you will
might
do
learn it.
everything in your power to never ever cast it.
Yeah.
But it could save your life.
Could save you. If someone's gonna hit you for 30 damage, Shield's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But
It's very true. But at that point, you were. So the thing about Shield is that if you were
0
casting,
tentacles. That's a good point.
yes,
You're right.
that's true. So
Travesty.
this is kind of where I'm at. Where
me.
if you need to use Shield to avoid a shit ton of damage, at that point, the opportunity cost of you having to spend that Shield means you should be flaming your team anyway.
No, flaming.
Please don't flame your team
Don't
in a
flame
game
your
of Dungeons
team.
and Dragons.
No, you should be
Good
flaming your
scrubs.
tank so hard. Turn your tank stance on.
Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Let's talk curses.
Hexblade's Curse, you gain the ability to place a baleful curse on somebody. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies, you die, or you are incapacitated. Until the curse ends, you gain the following benefits. You gain a bonus to damage rolls against the cursed target equal to your proficiency bonus. Can be nice.
Nice.
Any attack
It's
roll
actually,
you make...
it actually adds up to be a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
That's very true. Any attack roll you make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20 on the d20. That's any attack roll, not just any weapon attack roll. If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier, minimum of 1 hit point, and then you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
We got to talk about it though, even though there's another first level feature.
Yeah, well, the next first level feature is kind of whatever, right?
Sure, just you can read it then. It's not whatever.
It's
I
not
believe
whatever.
the
It's
one that
just
gets
very
you
straightforward.
Medium armor and shields is actually insane.
Medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. Although you're going to be Eldritch blasting, so
No,
it doesn't matter.
yeah, Eldritch
And-
Blast, yeah.
You get to add charisma to your weapon attacks.
True.
Yeah,
that's nice.
which an optimal warlock will sadly not use.
Well, this is why I've been dreading discussing this. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's much to say other than 2 attacks with your hex weapon. That's cool. That's cool. You know what's better than that? 3 attacks with Eldritch
3 to
Blast, or
4
4 attacks with Eldritch Blast. And you're safer.
And you're safer.
And you can just invest in it so you can blast them 10 feet away from you and do
Yeah,
plus 5
there's-
damage. Like,
There's so many cooler things you could do with your Eldritch Blast than smack with the stick. Even though I love melee. Melee is super cool. I love it. It's just not quite as
I
good
love the-
as ranged.
I love the idea of Hexblade, but it's so funny that they had to include Eldritch Blast. Like, it just shows up at the party and you're like, fine, come on. And it fucking jacks your party.
So does the bonus to damage rolls count even for Eldritch Blast?
Yes,
proficiency
because it's a
bonus?
bonus, which means it's twice as effective once you get to
My
4
God.
Eldritch Blasts.
That's why it's so hard.
In fact, that's 24 extra damage on top of your average of 42. That is a more than 50% DPS increase late game.
Yeah.
This thing scales late. The other one was early. The tentacle guy is stronger DPS early. This one is stronger DPS late game. Like normally your 42 damage, you go up to 66 damage.
So the other thing to bring up was I played this class all the way to like 15 or 17, whatever it was in that one campaign that Dan ran. And Hexblade's Curse is so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Because it's one target and you cannot change who it's on until 14th level.
Yeah,
My favorite part is 30-foot range.
30-foot range. You have to be so you have to be close to them. You have to be at the very least at the start. You have to be within 30 feet of them to get the benefit of this. It has to be the one target that you're going to use it on for this fight. And once they die, then you're just kind of a beefier. So it's annoying. It might be good, but it is sort of annoying. I love
I really like the fact that once you put it on, I'm pretty sure you can then fuck
Move
off
away.
and the next turn you could be Eldritch Blasting and Misty stepping away and walking away.
Yes.
And like now you're 100 feet away and you're like, I'm happy now. I got my curse on. I can DPS from a safe distance. But you do have to get close at some point.
Yep.
To get maximum damage. That's a weakness. Oh, and I'm not even talking about the crit ratio. That's like just like a little bit more damage.
That's a feature
nice.
that's more fun than it is good. We love those for us though, at least.
Yeah, why not?
Sure enough.
And the health restore also does not usually matter that much.
I
Probably
forgot
not.
about that. I kept fucking forgetting about it. Yeah.
Honestly, a heal is really not as good as temporary hit points. Temporary hit
Yeah.
points
I think
will apply
most-
regardless of the situation.
It has a little bit of unfortunate anti-synergy where you normally want to curse the strongest target, which is probably the target that dies last, which means the heal isn't super relevant.
Yes.
Just doing multiple combats.
This heal is pretty pointless.
It
Unless you're
exists to
fighting
make you.
two strong, equally strong
Yeah.
creatures.
It makes you feel better when your
Yeah.
curse ends and you're therefore going to have a much more boring time for the rest of combat. That's what it's there for. That
It's a
said,
bonus.
You
you get a tax refund.
The heal gets to be pretty high. It could heal up to 25 at 20th level, but that's at 20th level you killed the big thing that you cursed and you healed 25. That's kind of actually not really relevant.
Not really. No.
You'll take it, but yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
the DPS that you like.
Proficiency is though.
you
Yes.
let's
That's-
see.
Proficiencies.
Proficiency, medium
Ooh.
armor, shields, martial weapons.
Look at the AC of a warlock. Typically, a warlock normally will maybe like you
Probably
get
like
your
14.
charisma up to 20, right? And then you get your next important thing is constitution. For health and things. Your dex is probably sitting at 2 at the most. Like, especially if we're doing point buy, you're not getting that dex higher than 2 unless you're like investing in it. So you're wearing leather armor. Studded leather is like 12 plus 2, right? Yeah, it's 12 plus 2. So you have 14
Yep,
AC.
14 AC.
The this warlock has 19 AC.
That's so good.
14 to 19. You have 5 more. You have a permanent shield spell.
And also shield.
And also you can catch it if you want.
Also
if you
shield.
want it.
Yeah, true.
Like
10 more AC than normal warlock.
and okay, so
Medium
this
armor
is
shields is perfect for
this
a
is also
warlock.
this is
It's
also
so
the thing
good.
though is like 5 AC is good at any kind of level, but like the 14 to 19 AC gap is I think one of the most important ones in the game.
It's so good for first level dip. That's why
It's-
everyone does it.
It's why this is like the best multi-class in the entire fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Straight up.
you just slap
Unparalleled.
on that charisma thing as well.
Yeah, and then you just get charisma, so you can, yeah, exactly. Like for any kind of, yeah. That's why Hexblade is probably the best multi-class, but we have to rate it in isolation,
Yeah.
at least for the time being.
Yes.
And it still might be good, we'll see, but it's got some issues. Most notably that the melee aspects of it kind of get outdone by the ranged
I
aspects of it.
still think it's going to rank actually very highly.
It's still gonna be good, isn't it? Yeah.
Hey.
But we do need to acknowledge that
it
you
falls
can
off late.
attack.
6th
I mean,
level, you curse the soul of a person you slay, temporarily binding it in your service. When you slay a humanoid, you can cause cause its spirit to rise from its corpse as a specter. When that specter appears, it gains temporary hit points equal to half your warlock level. Roll initiative for the specter, which has its own turns. It obeys your verbal commands, and it gains a special bonus to its attack rolls equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of +0. The specter remains in your service until the end of your next long rest, at which point it vanishes to the afterlife. Once you bind a specter with this feature, you can't use the feature again until you finish a long rest.
So how much did you use this feature, Sean?
I don't think I ever used this.
Really?
I think I used it maybe once or twice.
Out of forgetting or?
Both? It's not that good.
Yeah.
You have to be near it when it dies, don't you?
What's the range on it?
it? When you
No, there's no
when
range.
it's just when you kill one.
You have to get the killing blow.
Yes,
You
have to
think this
last
would
hit
come
it.
up pretty often?
I think Sean just forgot about it.
I honestly probably just forgot.
So a specter.
If we assume someone's, we're gonna have to rank it based on assuming someone's just
So-
using it a lot.
Temporary hit
Fine,
points
guys.
equal to half your warlock level. I think it's not unreasonable to say you'll kill a humanoid now and again and force it
It
to
might
specterify.
It
occasionally.
does depend on the campaign, to be honest. Some campaigns you
does.
might be just monster hunters.
Yes. So the other thing worth noting is you have to, for this to be good, you have to be the one to get the killing blow. It has to be a humanoid, and the fight still has to be going.
Oh no, but no, you can. It remains until the end of your next long rest.
Yeah, long rest. Honestly, like you could take
Okay.
it with you to your
And-
next encounter.
You could.
And if you ended this encounter without taking too much damage, you can skip resting. And just keep the specter around.
No,
Wait,
Dan,
that's
please.
awful.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, that's such a terrible cheese.
I know, but you can just keep spamming short rests.
But you're
Wasn't there-
completely correct. You're right. There's the coffee
Yes.
warlock, isn't there?
I was gonna say there's the caffeinated warlock build where you just never take a long rest ever, and now you've got this accursed specter that just
Wow, that's
will
awful.
will never return to the afterlife ever.
Until it dies in your service.
You get a new one until you kill a new humanoid, then you replace it.
God, can you imagine?
Because you can't have
that
two, right?
sounds,
You can't have two.
That's horrific.
Oh, you can't use the feature again until you take a long rest. No, but you will literally just keep short resting. There's no reason for you to long rest unless you get exhausted, which depending.
The build has a way around that.
Yeah, the coffee warlock, the caffeine. Oh, the cocaine warlock was
That's what it was.
the upgraded version of the coffee warlock. Actually,
Oh really?
Oh my god.
it was for the greater restoration, which is the cocaine powder, the 100 gold of diamond dust.
Oh, that's how you got around it. You just needed gold and diamond dust, and then you'd never sleep.
Get rid of
again.
your exhaustion with greater restoration, I believe. if I'm remembering correctly.
How the fuck?
So yeah,
does
that's
a-
like
oh, it's that
so
celestial
at 6 level.
warlock.
See, the thing is, at 6th level, a Spectre, a Spectre has, a Spectre has 22 hit points and 12 AC. At 6th level, you're adding 3 hit points to it, so it's 25.
It has a lot of resistances though, so you could kind of consider its health kind of doubled for
most
look.
things.
It's
yeah.
resistant to like almost everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Resistance. Oh god, you're right. So
So it's basically
actually
like 50 health.
So it's actually pretty good. It's like a new part.
It also has disadvantage if it's in sunlight. So and it
assuming
Yeah.
it doesn't have disadvantage.
Assuming it doesn't have disadvantage.
Does it do anything significant to enemies?
So it has a it's the only action it has is life drain, which is a melee spell attack plus 4 to hit, except yours adds your charisma also.
Oh,
So it's like
good.
plus
Thank
9.
goodness. That's
Which does
fine.
3d6 necrotic damage, and then it must succeed a DC 10 con save, or its hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken. That doesn't really matter.
3d6 damage. That's 13.5 necrotic damage every turn.
The damage is I think is fine. I'm talking about the hit point reduction. That's not gonna matter for an enemy really.
No, yeah.
correct.
I agree.
The target dies if this effect reduces its hit point maximum to 0,
Nice.
which is funny.
From a DPS standpoint, if you have a Spectre out, you're doing more DPS. This is like, I mean, you at this level, you're doing like how much is it? Like 21 damage. This is another 13.5. That's not double damage, but it's pretty close to double damage, assuming both you all are hitting.
It's another
It does not scale though.
It
It
does
does
not
not
scale
scale at all.
at all. Yeah, so it's not good. It's you'll probably still use it, but it's not amazing late game. But it is another body on the field if nothing
it's
else.
funny.
We tend to rate that. It's funny. It's
It
fucked
is
up. Maybe
They
that's the
can't
reason I
speak.
did.
You can talk to it, and it's like, ooh.
Fucked up just stealing the souls of your enemies.
I think it's pretty relevant until like level 12 or something. a little
I think this
later.
is relevant for all of the levels that you will
Yeah.
play the game.
Yeah.
Like,
For the most part.
we are very much outliers.
It's just I understand why Sean didn't use it. There's a lot of other things that are going on with this
Can it
subclass.
pass through
Yeah.
walls? It actually can.
Ooh, it can scout.
It has
Wait, can
incorporeal
it?
movement.
Wait.
It can scout,
Move through other
Ah.
creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain.
and it has 50 feet of movement speed, so it can
Yeah,
reach things.
it's fast. I noticed that.
It can like honestly, it can sprint for 100 feet.
Oh my god! I really like the fact that you could probably use this in out of combat situations, and people are like, why do you have a ghost following you?
Don't worry, it's just the ghost of Jim.
What, Jim?
Okay. At 10th level, your hex grows more powerful. If the target cursed by your hexblade's curse hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to roll a d6. On a 4 or higher, the attack instead misses you regardless of its roll. This is
If you're-
nasty.
I know, but like if you're getting uses out of this, you're probably playing wrong. You're probably too close.
Correct. Also, this is a great ability, but you should be flaming your team if it ever procs.
Because really, you want to get in there and curse it and Eldritch Blast, and next turn you want to like Misty Step away and keep Eldritch Blasting.
Yeah, this is because they were like, but what if you want a melee? And they didn't do the fucking math on the class.
That's so funny that because if you are meleeing, you'll love this.
I mean, this
you
will
will like
protect-
this. Yeah.
Like this
And this
literally
will
means that
protect you.
if somebody hits you, they have a 50% chance to miss you.
Yep.
That's kind of nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
And
you
like-
you are gonna want to get that curse on, and you're gonna be within 30 feet of some big scary boss at some point.
And-
You're pretty happy to have Armor of Hexes on.
To be clear here, the way that I'm interpreting this, I'm pretty sure this means you can dodge crits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So regardless of its roll, the attack misses you.
You're
And,
right.
and it's like 50% of attacks that hit you miss. It's not like 50% of attacks miss you. They could already miss normally.
Yeah, it's just compounding. It does apply to ranged attacks if it's an attack roll. So
True. So if
That's fair.
That's true.
fair.
That's true.
Mhm.
So they're like, hey, that Warlock's just been sniping with Eldritch Blast and doing tons of damage with their proficiency. But what's your proficiency bonus at this level? Like 4, 3?
5. No.
No.
No. not
It's 4. It's 4. It goes up to 4 at 9, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
Or
you
is it
have
11?
It goes. Let's see. Proficiency bonus is +4 at 10th level.
And you get your third Eldritch Blast at 11.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, assuming you're
13th,
at
that's
level
+5.
11, you're doing how much damage are you doing? You're doing 10.5 times 3 plus 12. That's pretty good. You're getting a more than about 35% DPS increase from your curse, so it's pretty important to have it on.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about Master of Hexes? Because I just read it again, and
Okay.
when the creature cursed by your Hexblade's curse dies, you can apply the curse to a different creature you can see within 30 feet of you, provided you
Wow.
are incapacitated. When you
Yeah.
apply the curse in this way, you don't regain hit points from the death
Yeah.
of the previously cursed creature. Why?
Wow. I guess so. They only want you to gain the hit points from the last. They don't want to chain kills together to get health like Fiend. It's kind of stepping on their toes.
I guess so, but like,
They're
at that
worried
point,
about
does
you.
it matter?
Yes. They're worried about you slurp. No, it doesn't. But they're worried about you
Because-
slurping up. Fiend
Yeah.
doesn't
I mean, I
stack
guess-
with its. Fiend does not stack with itself because it's temp HP. So they're like, if you're
I
at 1
guess
HP,
because
you
it
could just
is-
slurp to max HP.
Because
You
it
would
is
just
your
target a
Warlock
low level?
Yeah.
You target a goon, kill it. Next turn, target a goon, kill it. Next turn, target a goon, kill it. You're healing a
Like
fuck ton of
massive
health per
amount of
turn.
HP. That's
Mhm.
true.
This is the feature that I really wish was not 14th level.
I
Yeah,
wish that
that's-
too,
that's
but it's
pretty
already
rough.
too strong. So I see why it's down here.
What do you mean? It's just so annoying that your Hexblade's curse is just on one fucking thing. I
Hexblade
love.
Curse needs this feature and to be nerfed.
Oh. Oh. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
14
just
is
this
so
class.
rough.
It's so much more annoying without this. You know.
I agree. I agree.
I was so happy when I got this.
Yeah, I mean, they could give you this earlier, but like, I think they'd really have to take some power away from something else.
Well, where do you think this lies then?
What are the spells again? They got
There's
Cone of Cold.
One, there's like one spell.
Cone of Cold.
Blur. Shield, Blur, Cone of Cold were the three that stood out to
Yeah.
us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you like Blank too, but like,
Yeah, but I actually think Blur might be better.
I think Blur's better than Blank. I guess so,
Hard to
'cause
say.
it mitigates damage as opposed to just pointing it at your allies.
Yes.
Oh God. Blur
hold on, let me-
plus Hex Shield or whatever the fuck that thing means. Enemies are almost never gonna actually damage
You're
you.
never gonna get it.
And you're just enraged. Oh my God, you're so defensive.
I love
You have all
defensive
that.
classes.
You have 19 AC.
What's our tier list look like right now?
Like this.
I think this is better than Fiend for sure.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
Is it S tier?
Oh.
You could think of the at 20th level, you have more single target DPS than anything we've seen by a lot.
Yes, but we
True.
tend to wait earlier levels a little bit heavier.
True, and at level 1, that's two extra damage on your
Like-
1d10.
You're
Yeah, but
so
level-
strong at level
but-
1.
Level 1, you're just batshit crazy because of the proficiencies. And such.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God, the early
You're
game
like
for
an
this Warlock is
unkillable
Yeah.
warlock.
Yeah, you're level 1. I think you're very good as well.
I think we have to do S tier then, yeah. Because like 5 extra AC on a Warlock.
It's better than Fiend.
Yeah.
Celestial has heal.
You know what? I also think that at levels 6 to 9, the Spectre is relevant and
Yeah,
does
totally.
put a
It's
like,
pretty
the
big
thing is,
DPS.
it's a DPS increase. It's another body.
To absorb damage.
Also, it can go through walls, so you can use it out of combat too. Like it's got surprising amounts of
I agree.
utility.
It is a
You do
good
have
feature.
you do have to get it by
You do
killing
have
a
to
humanoid.
Get it? Yes.
But if you have
That's
it,
the
you'll
hard
be very
part.
happy. Yeah, that's the
And
hard.
now that we've discovered that if you have it, you can keep it.
No.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
I think it probably is S tier.
Yeah, totally. You can just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, S tier. I think so.
I think so. I think it's.
Oh my
it's
God,
good.
tentacles.
More tentacles! You've made
So-
a pact with a kraken.
It's this one and one more, right? And then we're halfway.
I think this is the halfway point.
No. Look how many there are left.
Wait.
We've done 7. There's 11 left. We're not close to halfway.
No,
We need.
it's
yeah.
Kraken and
Two more,
Lurker
yeah,
in the
two
deep.
more.
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah.
Wait, Kraken and did you say Lurker in the deep? Excuse
Yeah.
me. Are we
Man.
getting more tentacles?
What is going on today? Okay. So
Wait. I want to see what Lurker in the deep does.
No, we're doing Kraken, Dan.
Let us do the Kraken.
No.
We're doing
so curious.
So
today's-
so
this,
curious.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Is a homebrew by Think DM.
What does that
Wait.
mean?
Is this official content?
It is the following domains are unofficial content developed by Wizards of the Coast designers. So if we did that Mike Merle's one, we probably
We might as well do it.
The terrible one? Yeah.
So
really
it was
bad.
made by a Wizard of the Coast designer, so it's pseudo Arthurcana.
Yeah, basically.
No, it's like one of their weird like
Tyler, can you hand me a
Twitter
Red Bull?
subclasses.
Yeah. So anyway, you've made a pact with a Kraken, which is different from the tentacles.
And
First
different
level,
from the Great Old One.
I don't know. This is actually one of three.
Have you gotten to the milky tentacles yet?
No.
What is Tyler
That's 'cause
doing?
That's a spell. Tyler's talking about tentacles.
So are we.
When it comes to warlocks.
Well,
What a
Tyler's talking about
coincidence.
tentacles because we're talking about tentacles.
There is another spell that talks about milky tentacles, but I can't remember which spell it is.
It's.
Oh, no.
I think
Hunger of
Hadar.
Hadar. Yeah, that's the milky
Yeah, we hit it.
spell.
Okay. Create or destroy water, thunder wave, augury, gust of wind, call lightning, water breathing, control water, Everard's black tentacles,
course.
commune with nature, and cone of cold.
Wow. Okay, so I'd rather have lightning bolt, but call lightning on a warlock. That's a pretty cool concentration spell to have.
That is what I thought until I realized it's an action to call lightning down each turn. It's like
no,
yeah.
So no Eldritch Blast.
No Eldritch blasting if you're
You
calling
might as
lightning.
well Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
And it's probably only hitting like 2 or 3 people at most.
Yeah, it's a 5
Oftentimes it's only hitting one person.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
5-foot radius that does 3d8 damage. I think you're probably most of the time, not always, but most of the time, I think you want to.
Thunder Wave is a good one until like it comes obsolete, but like it's good until like 1 through 4.
Sure.
Cone of Cold is good. Cone of
Cold is
There we
good.
go. We found one.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, like we've talked about Everett's Black Tentacles to death. Cone of Cold is good. Thunder Wave is good at first level.
Yeah, we're done talking about tentacles.
Au contraire.
Wow, I didn't know we were ending
Grasp.
the list today. All right, good night, everybody.
What's
Okay,
the name
grasp.
of this one, Josh?
Grasp of the Kraken! Starting
Oh
at
my
first
God.
level, you gain the ability to call forth spectral tentacles
Hey. No tentacles. No, just kidding.
that grab at your foes. As an action, pick a point you can see within 60 feet of you. A horde of grasping tendrils appears at that point. Creatures of your choice within 10 feet of that point must make a strength saving throw against your warlock spell save DC. Creatures that fail their saving throw are grappled for 1 minute or until you use this ability again. The spectral tentacle's strength athletics bonus is 2 plus your proficiency bonus, and its reach is 10 feet.
This is an action though.
This is an action for a 10-foot radius bind.
But you can use this infinite times.
Yes.
I like that. I will happily sacrifice a bit of power for infinite uses on an ability.
Yes.
Infinite uses. Would
Grapple,
you
though.
use this?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It is similar to a hypnotic pattern in that you take a section of enemies and take them out of the fight. Except for it's worse because it's smaller, and they can kind of get their way out of the fight by using their actions to kind of get out of there.
I mean,
It slows them down.
in terms of pure action economy, I think this is fairly efficient. My concern is that it does not scale particularly well just because
No.
the strength bonus of the tentacles maxes out at 2. So this is like if you were grappling with a 2 in your strength modifier.
This is like your fighter who's not proficient in athletics trying to make a grapple check.
Which is, I mean, you're doing it for
He's just using his strength.
crowd. I don't know.
That's true. AoE.
This to me is kind of hard to rate because I think this is better than any of your singular team members trying to grapple anything.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because it's AoE.
If you can hit 4 people, I mean,
Honestly,
actually, it's
I think if
it's
you could
bigger
hit-
than that.
I think if you could hit 2
Gee.
people, you're getting value out of this. Because what they have to do is
Yeah.
they have to use their action to make a check to contest it.
Yeah.
So even if they do succeed, you've
Yeah.
succeeded in stealing the actions of two
Unless they
creatures.
unless they succeed the initial thing, right?
Unless they succeed the initial strength saving throw, yes.
It's a strength save, which can go either way. I'm not a big fan of strength saves, although
Strength
in the
saves is
scenario,
pretty hard.
the scenario that you've posited, where you're hitting a bunch of enemies with it, maybe they're smaller enemies, they don't have as much strength, but
This would be
There's-
great. This would be
even
just
so.
this would be disgusting if you wanted to lock down a bunch of kobolds.
yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
definitely there is a number of creatures where this is very action economy efficient. But I will say that once you hit level 5, your party is looking at you like, why didn't you just fireball them? I don't have that.
well, because you don't have fireball. Should have rerolled fiend.
Also at 5th level, this is just obviously just directly worse than a hypnotic pattern. But like you get infinite uses as not a spell slot.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like something you'll get a moderate to decent amount of use in the early levels, and then at 5th level and onward, it's just kind of something you keep in your back pocket. Which is,
I
like,
can
not
see that
the
if this was a bonus
worst.
action, it would be kind of broken.
This would be really like way too strong as a bonus
it'd
action.
be
I
insane.
do agree. As an
Yeah.
action, it is. I mean, it's a choice, certainly.
It's situational.
Situational.
I honestly
I
think
like choices. I like thinking. I like us
think
having to
this
think
is.
about this.
I think this is fairly strong, but
Maybe that means
also
it's balanced.
yeah, I think that might actually be true. I think it might actually be a balanced feature. Perfectly
Wow.
balanced
Oh,
as all
no.
things
It might be
should
perfectly balanced, which is why we can't decide if it's good or not.
It's going straight to B tier, y'all. Let's
Oh no!
go.
B, it's
Well, we
going to
need
B.
things in B tier, don't we?
Yes, we
Sure.
absolutely do. So, what is
Okay.
Inky Escape?
6th level, you call upon your patron to escape from your foes. As a reaction, when you take damage, you can cast Darkness centered on a point within 5 feet of you. The spell lasts until the end of your next turn, and it has no effect on your vision. Ooh. Once you use
Oh,
this
that's
ability, you
nice.
cannot use it again until you complete a short or long rest. This is a far...
How long does it last?
One turn.
End
yeah,
of your
until the
next
end of your
turn.
next turn.
So
which is to
at
say
the
one
next,
turn.
on your next turn, you can start doing some blasting and then run away,
Yep.
Mhm.
and you have advantage on that blasting.
And they won't unless they
You
have
pull the
magical
Shadow
dark
Sorcerer
vision.
BS. Okay, to be fair,
this is
Yes.
to
No,
be
yeah.
fair, I will say this about magical darkness as a warlock: you can just
The-
take Devil Sight.
Eldritch Sight. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Devil Sight? Okay,
It's Devil Sight.
Yeah, you say the Shadow Sorcerer BS. This was originally always a Warlock
This
thing.
was warlock cheese from day one.
Yeah. Warlock has it too. Shadow Sorcerer took it from the Warlocks.
The small difference there is you don't have to concentrate on it, and this one's reactive. It happens when you take damage.
It's the one class I played. Nice. It's a really good one. It's a really good one. I just think Shadow Sorcerer was heavily inspired by the classic
By the
Devil
classic
Sight
Devil
Warlock
Sight cheese.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, I
It's true, though.
I abused so
Devil
much
Sight-
Devil Sight cheese.
Devil Sight and like Sentinel abuse were like the two things people would talk about on like theory crafting, like all in early 5th edition. It's like those are- Pathbound. Oh my god. I compare this. Oh, by the way, back to the subclass. I compared
Yes.
this 6th level feature a lot to the Misty Escape one.
Yeah, yeah.
I think this one is slightly worse in that you can't get away as far, but slightly better in that you have a little bit better offense on next turn. So they're about the same,
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
and they're both great. They're both good.
Yeah.
Scion of the Depths, starting at 10th level.
Wait. If someone has like 3 attacks or 4 attacks, or a swarm is about to hit you with like 9 attacks, you can suddenly become invisible after the first attack hits you, and then they have disadvantage on all the rest of their attacks. I think that's pretty.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah,
Scion of the Depths, your patron accepts you into its inner court of servitors. What the fuck are Krakens in D&D? What is going on here? You gain the
Yeah,
ability
what?
to breathe
There's
water.
actually
and
a lot of lore with them.
You gain the ability to breathe water and a swim speed equal to your normal speed. You gain immunity to lightning damage. When your immunity reduces damage from an effect to 0, you can use your reaction to cause creatures of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you to take lightning damage equal to your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. You're not
What is
gonna
it?
get hit with lightning damage that often.
Isn't it called an aboleth? I think the aboleth is something that might have like servitors or something.
Yeah. Are krakens related to aboleths in D&D?
I thought they were. Maybe they're not. Actually, no. Maybe I take it back. I guess krakens. I mean, krakens should be even strong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, they're aberrations. I don't know.
Oh, that's just
I should-
mechanics. Creatures that dwell in the
That's-
depths of the ocean. A kraken dreams of casting its tentacles into the heavens and strangling that which birthed it. Oh my
Oh my
god!
What the fuck?
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
jeez! Oh my god! Let's
Why
see.
would you create me?
They
I
often
did not.
completely wiped tropical islands of all life, and deep beneath the ocean, they had cavernous lairs where they bred human slaves to feed and tend them.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
oh my god!
How did they get the humans down there?
They were supposedly once the rulers of the sea, but eventually the forces of good drove them back. Though legends said they would rise again one day.
Are they giving the humans like little air pockets? Like what?
I don't know.
This ability is not
Bad.
good.
Okay.
I
This
love.
ability
I will
is
say,
Let me-
this ability is
I-
way too niche to be used.
I love. Hold on.
Immunity.
I love immunities, straight up. I genuinely do. Lightning immunity is not the most powerful immunity, and I'm kind of offended by that last bit.
Let me
Oh, I
see.
guess it's AoE.
You could use reaction to creatures.
No, I'm still
Personally,
kind of offended.
I think
by
you
it.
should just be able
I
to
like
lightning
it.
rod all the lightning with how infrequently you get hit by lightning damage. They should make this
Yeah.
fucking do. You should be able to redirect all of that lightning damage. Full
I'm not
damage.
that offended by it, to be honest.
I'm just sad that it's such a small amount. You know?
It's 9 damage
Yeah.
to all
listen,
creatures. That's
I'm aff-
1/3 of a
I'm
fireball.
offended because how often are you taking lightning damage?
Yes.
Very little.
Yes.
It's
If
so
you're
niche.
going
It's
to
so
give me-
niche. They should make it stronger.
If you're going to give me immunity to lightning damage, and then you're also going to give me an effect that happens when I take no damage from lightning damage, and you already feel like a god in that moment because you're like,
Yeah.
the thing happened. The thing that follows that should be amazing.
Can you hit yourself with
I-
lightning damage like jumping from a lightning bolt? No, because lightning is instantaneous.
It should have been use your reaction to cause creature your
Yes.
choice to take like damage equal to half the lightning damage that would have hit you
No.
or something.
Trist is right. That's the play. You need a wizard friend with lightning bolt.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
That's actually you're okay. No, hang on. The stonks are going up. The stonks are
And you
going
just-
up.
Wait. Someone plays this warlock. Sean plays the lightning bolt amazing DPS warlock, and you just blast through this. Wait, what if your whole party? What if your whole party
Never mind.
is lightning bolt warlocks?
It takes a reaction. They thought of it. They thought of it.
No.
No. But the easy way to solve this is you just have 2 of each, and then you just kind of blast. You just go ba 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 ba.
Oh, here. Wait. Does this get light? No, this doesn't get lightning bolt.
Oh, do you know what? I don't think it even matters. It doesn't even have to be lightning bolt. You can just have 4 of these and call lightning each other in one contiguous blob.
You could just call lightning yourself.
Wait, that's way more efficient.
Isn't it?
Hold on.
Some melee enemies are surrounding you, and you're like, I call down Thor.
Like what is call lightning's damage?
3d10.
So 3d10, that's like 15.5.
And
But
this
like,
is another 9.
but
No, it's 16.5.
like that's just efficiency, baby. Because they don't get to make a save against the secondary lightning damage.
This is
That's
so
true.
fucking. All right, never mind.
Okay,
I,
all right.
I see
no.
why they worded it this way. I had
Offense,
to-
offense has been completely removed.
I knew
never
it.
mind.
I knew it.
It had a purpose.
Oh,
Calling down lightning on yourself is so funny.
This actually is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I'm so glad they included
This
this
is
subclass,
awesome.
even though it might not be official. This subclass is great so far.
I agree.
I can't believe that.
Oh my god. This is amazing. if for just no other reason. Do you know what actually? You know what I realized? If you just had two, if you had two of these warlocks next to each other, and then you hit yourself with Call Lightning, you could technically hit both of you with Call Lightning. But even if you hit only yourself, as long as you hit the other person with your lightning, you can chain it.
You can.
Oh my god.
You can make a warlock
Chain.
circuit.
Only one person needs to be casting the lightning spell, yeah.
Yeah, only one of you, and then Scion of the Depths goes and hits all the other ones and triggers theirs.
Imagine, and then
This
they're all each warlock is spaced 30 feet apart, so it goes in a big line.
This
God,
is incredible. We've
that's-
invented
this-
the warlock railgun.
This is actually, by the way, this is actually the reason that they had to have a reaction cost
Yeah.
list. Because if it wasn't, it would just do infinite damage in that moment in an infinite loop.
Correct.
If you could hire hire adventurers, I would hire like 15 Scion of the Depth level 10 warlocks, and I would have them all just like zug into a crowd of enemies, and I'd call down lightning. It would one shot everything.
That's so stupid.
You could even do some like shit like teleport a gang of or some sort of like launch the warlocks in somehow, you know, and then just
Honestly,
just make a warlock bomb.
because it's 30 feet. Like, imagine how many creatures can you fit around one creature if it's a 30-foot range. And I
That's
think
bigger
the
than
big,
Fireball.
So
I
many.
think the bigger
so
the
many.
creature is, the more you might be able to fit around it, right?
I guess so. Yeah. But are you trying to make them
No.
bigger? That's only another 5 extra feet per side if you get like up to like large huge or whatever.
It depends on where you start your circle.
Anyway, this has the energy of like those videos where it's like Elden Ring one-shot millennia.
Good.
Like, so
Just a bizarre build. What is their 14th level ability?
okay. As an action, you open a portal at a point you can see within 30 feet of you and choose one of the following effects. Transport. You win 5 creatures of your choice. Holy fuck! You have up to 5 willing creatures of your choice that you can see are grasped by tentacles. I think they might have taken this and made it into the Fathomless Deep one.
Maybe.
Whoa. No,
this was unofficial. No,
it's
no.
unrelated. It's unrelated.
But
It's called the
it's
ability
made by
is-
one of the WotC designers. He might have just been like, yo, I got an idea.
This ability is called Unleash the Kraken, by the way.
Of course it is. You win up to 5 willing creatures of your choice that you can
The
see are grasped by
Kraken.
tentacles that emerge from the portal. A second portal opens at a point of your choice within 100 miles
That's
that you
better
have
than 1
visited
mile.
within the past 24 hours. A second portal opens, depositing you and your chosen allies there.
Holy shit! Wait,
That's so
That's
much
good.
distance.
Yeah.
that's good.
Place that you've been within 24
Okay.
hours. This is a recall.
Okay. The teleport spell is 7th level, so you have it by now, right? The teleport spell does everything that
Yes.
does, but more.
Yes.
So and it's probably out of comment. So this is really not that special. If you just have anyone that can cast teleport, then it's obsolete.
I think the only thing is that teleport requires you to be within 10 feet of the person. This is you just need to be able to see them. This
my
is
God,
this
you're
is
right.
this is the ultimate. It's an action, right?
This is the
Oh,
ultimate
and it's a
fuck off button.
Yes. This is the most powerful fuck off.
Wow, your entire party actually, even if they're like
Imagine-
100 feet away.
I was saying, imagine if you're fighting like this epic battle and you're like, oh wait, shit, we're losing, and you just teleport 100 miles away.
Yeah, but actually, I'm sorry. I'm starting to realize that we get enamored by the long distance potential, but a
You have to be within the
60-foot
past
5-person teleport is
That's also
also pretty good.
Yes, it is good.
This has
Do you know
two
what it's
combat
good for?
uses. What?
Launching warlocks into the center of the battle so you can call lightning.
No, it's
Unleash
You
the
have to-
Kraken bomb.
You and up to 5 willing other Kraken warlocks.
oh my god.
Okay.
And then those other Kraken warlocks launch the other Kraken warlocks.
to be fair, 100 miles that you visited within the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is you can get use out of this in combat.
Yep.
True.
Because it is a it's poorly worded, in fact, because it's like, have you technically visited a place that's 5 squares in front of you? No clue. that's up to discretion. But regardless, you could get combat use out of this. But there's a second half.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally just teleport yourself. Like, if there's some like dragon that you have trouble reaching, and you were at the dragon fort, you can just teleport yourself right up to its face.
Yeah. Or if someone chases down your squishies, you can yeet them and yourself 100 feet the opposite direction.
You're right.
Like,
and now you're at the other end of the like, instead of dimension dooring to the other end, this is so much better than dimension dooring every way.
Dimension door's so annoying because you have to go up right next to them and then go away. This is, you just need to be able to see them and then they come with you, and it's 5 of them.
5, and you can do it as a gnome.
I would have said, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so the other thing you can do with it is Fury. The tentacles slam into your foes. Pick up to 5 creatures you can see within 30 feet of the portal. These creatures must make dex saves against your Warlock spell save DC. Creatures that fail their save take 10d6 bludgeoning damage and are restrained for 1 minute. Whoa. Those that succeed take half the bludgeoning damage and are not restrained. On a turn, a restrained creature can use this action to attempt a DC 15 athletics or dexterity acrobatics check to end the restrained condition.
That's a brutal condition right there, actually.
Yeah.
That's really strong. It's a dex save, which yeah, I mean,
You know, sorry. Yeah.
I don't really know. It will depend on the creatures, but I think most creatures that are big and tanky are very bad at dex saves.
Yeah, I was gonna say
size limit.
strength saves are actually more likely for them to succeed. I think most of the time than dex saves, unless you're fighting a lot of dexterous like humanoids. If you're fighting big monsters, this is good.
Also,
Tentacle slam that Tarask.
Oh, and it's 5 creatures. Fuck me.
5 creatures, 10d6 bludgeoning damage, and restrain for 1 minute, or
That's
they have
really
to,
good.
Use their
Wow.
action to like break out of it. Like, yeah. I mean, there's no way that's not good.
Wow.
Then you can use that ability once for long rest.
I feel like this comes very late though.
Yeah.
I do think like up until like 9th level when you get kind of cold, you don't really do much. But when you get up to 14th level, this is some cool stuff.
Terribly.
Inky Escape is just kind of it's cool. Oh, you did kind of point out that it is just worse than the Misty Escape one. Like, oh, you're now those other 9 attacks. The other one you would have just been immune to those 9 attacks because you're out of range. A whole bunch of people wanted to attack you.
2 things. One, the wording on these spells is weird, probably because it's not official. As an action, you open a portal that you can see within 30 feet of you, but then the transport is you and 5 people that you can see, no range restriction aside from sight.
Oh, that is
so the tendrils come out of the portal and just like yeet themselves as far as the eye can see to pull them back through the portal, which is
so
just
weird,
a very funny mental image. But that's how I'm reading it.
Wow,
Like, especially
you could have a mile long tentacle that
especially on like
someone.
on a very flat terrain, that tentacle would go pew!
Wait, how many miles away do you think you could see someone with a spyglass? By the way, just for thought.
I don't know.
I think several, right? And this is an
at
instant.
what point? I think the question would be: at what point are you limited by the curvature of the Earth? Right?
Yes. Well, that's about 15 miles, depending on. I think 18 miles are lighthouses can see 18 miles for reference.
This assumes that the Earth is curved.
True. It could just be flat, which you guys horror.
Uh-oh.
Well, then we're gonna have to get into some complicated atmospheric effects regarding vision.
But real quick, just for food for thought, let's say you see some guy with your spyglass 5 miles away and he's your ally. You pull him to this portal instantly.
I was saying,
He goes 5 miles in less than 6 seconds. Is he dead?
Tentacle,
It's a portal.
that tentacle will break the sound barrier and maybe go faster than light.
He sees a tentacle come flying at him at like 5 miles in 6 seconds. That's way above the speed of sound, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
Not
the funnier
even
aspect.
remotely, yeah.
And it grabs them and yanks them back.
The most logical place for you to then teleport them is right next to you, so he gets yanked 5 miles and then teleports like 10 feet to the opposite side.
You're right.
By the way, this does synergize great with that other warlock that you could like tentacle your way onto the enemy ship, and this lets you tentacle your way back off.
Man. Also, this is the longest tentacle, a 5-mile tentacle.
I think we have to play a pirate game now just so we can play all of the tentacle warlocks.
Yes, true. There's so many.
Why are there
Well,
so
well,
many?
God,
Let's rate this so we can go on to the next one that may
yeah.
or may not have tentacles.
how? Where the fuck does Scion of the Deep land on power ratings? Because it requires some contrivances, but like
On
you can
power-
almost do it solo.
If you were, it lets you. Let me put it this way: it lets you call lightning yourself, and that does about 25.5 damage, which is less than a fireball. But some of it is unresistible.
And
However,
you,
some of it is also only within 10 feet of you.
however,
More uses per turn.
this is the
It's
thing.
concentration.
This is the thing, because it's a concentration spell. You actually get more mileage out of the one spell
Yeah.
slot.
I think, however, you're going to lose concentration if you're getting yourself up in melee range.
I think that's probably true.
Yup. Yup.
I do think it's good though. I do think it's good if you can get up there and survive. In fact, there's nothing stopping you from Inky escaping and just staying there and just continuing to call down lightning.
That's actually true.
Inky
It does
escape does not have to be
synergize pretty
Inky
well.
escape. Inky escape can be Inky one-turn blur. And that's decent damage. You're doing some good, like fireball-esque damage over time. It's not bad. It's not. I don't think it's great, but it's not bad. It is 10th level as well.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
You are actually better off just kind of colding. Come to think
I
of
just
Yeah.
realized this
might be-
class reminds me of when we played Magicka and we played the techno wizards that healed off of lightning damage.
Yeah.
I told Sean we should play Magicka soon.
we should.
So
Those
this
techno
is-
guys
this
were
is-
broken. We just
this is-
did all lightning
I said,
spells.
dude, this is literally just that. You just do all lightning spells.
If you open up the list again, the tier list, sorry, I actually suspect it's gonna be. It might actually be as low as B tier just because its early game power is not there.
So I was going to say pretty much the exact same thing.
But I do love how balanced and flavorful this is.
Flavor.
I got distracted. Where did you put it?
I'm
We're
Yeah.
thinking B.
That's where I wanted it to go.
Cool. We're all on the
It's
same
very
page.
balanced. It's very flavorful. It's fun, but it's not overpowered, and its early game is not too strong.
Lurker in the deep, you made a pact with an entity that lurks somewhere deep in the ocean or even on the elemental plane of water, such as a mighty kraken. Can you hold on? This is actually so fucking funny. Can you
No
imagine
way.
if you showed up with 3 different classes to a D&D table and you were like, "All right, what are you guys playing? I'm playing a warlock. Let's see, where's the trailers? I am playing a warlock of the fathomless deep. My patron is the Kraken." The person next
And
to you,
this guy.
I'm playing a warlock of the Kraken. My patron is the Kraken.
you missequenced it because it's whatever. Fathomless deep. Who are you, Kraken? Lurker in the deep. Who are you, Kraken? And then third one is just I'm playing Warlock of the Kraken.
The Kraken.
God.
The Kraken. The
This is
Kraken.
like this is like a whole bunch of people meeting each other and realizing they all share the same dad.
Oh no, you're right. You're like, wait, you know him too?
Oh no.
Okay.
Hey, this one gets lightning bolt. Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Oh
good.
wait, hold
That's
on.
great.
This, I think this is the one that turned into Fathomless Deep.
Oh.
Really?
Wait, let's.
Oh, does it get nixed?
Creator, destroy water, thunderwave, gust of wind, shatter. Shatter is good. Lightning
Shatter.
bolt, sleet storm, control water, Everett's black tentacles,
Sleet
commune
storm.
with nature, cone of cold. This is a great spell list.
Okay,
Yes.
grasp looks the same.
Mhm.
Oh, but you can. Oh, as a bonus action, you can move the tentacle. They took that away.
What?
Did you?
No, they didn't. You can move it as
Oh,
the
you
other
can
one.
always. Okay.
you
I
can
must
always
have
move it.
forgot. Oh, that's even better than I thought. I thought you had to resummon one in the new location.
No, you can move it for 1 minute
Wait,
after.
where's hold on.
It's the first one, Fathomless, or no, it can't be the first one.
Oh. Nope. Third one. There we go. What did
As a
this
bonus
one
action, you
get?
can move it.
Yes.
It had basically the same sleep spell list, or
You
similar.
can
It's
Yeah,
all
it's similar.
lightning
a
bolt.
number of times.
There's no
with your
big beast tentacle.
Efficiency bonus.
True.
Okay, so the primary difference is that this one is charisma modifier times, the other one is proficiency bonus. It's not that big of a difference, but it means you get more of them earlier.
It changes nothing.
Not yeah, effectively.
Scion of the
Very
Deep.
little.
Telepathic communication with any aberration, beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has an innate swimming speed. I like that they added innate because you can give things swimming speeds, which is very funny cheese.
This replaces the just you have a 40-foot swimming speed and can breathe underwater.
Correct.
They're both flavor.
6th level, you gain the following benefits: breathe air and water, swimming speed, resistance to cold damage, and then you can when you are a creature you can see takes damage within 10 feet of the tentacles, you can use your action to choose one of those creatures and reduce the damage of the chosen creature by half. After doing so, the tentacle vanishes. Oh,
Interesting.
That's
so
not nearly as good, actually.
That's
half damage. Like, it would have reduced it by half anyway, statistically, probably.
Probably over time, yeah. 10th level, Devouring Maw. As an action, choose a point you can see within 60 feet of you. What?
Continue, but I don't think
Also,
we're putting this on the list.
Probably not, but
because I just read the last one.
They didn't get the resistance to cold damage. Oh wait, they did later. Wait, what? What the fuck?
It's slightly different too.
Oh, it is.
Gaming. Thanks for the follow. This is all of them. No wonder.
Yeah, they just had all of these tentacle abilities and just reshuffled them to make new classes.
I hope it was that and it wasn't someone like ripping off someone.
No, there was a WotC designer. So probably what happened was,
Yeah.
this dude made up a class for his home game and was like, okay, guys, goes to the meeting for the week. Like, I have an idea, and it starts with tentacles. And then probably another designer was like, I also have an idea. It's also tentacles.
The bottom one's prone, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, not restrained.
Ooh.
What is Devouring Maw, by the way? Is that this?
10-foot radius creatures must succeed a strength save or be restrained.
Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute.
They fixed go ahead, but they fixed the transport exploit.
Huh.
You and up to 5 villain creatures of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of the manifestation. Right? You can't have the 5 mile long tentacles.
Unlucky. Wait, this must have came after?
I don't fucking know.
I think so.
It almost felt like this almost feels like something that came before.
No, you know what I think happened is I think that was the first iteration. This was the second iteration, and Fathomless Deep was probably the official
The
release.
final.
Fathomless Deep is very different, but I guess they decided to hold really.
Yeah,
really,
but why would they release two
Yeah.
extremely similarly flavored classes, right?
So I don't think we can rank this one, I guess.
look at the wording, right? Lurker in the Deep, Grasp of the Deep, Scion of the Deep, Fathomless Soul,
Yep.
Unleash the Depths. Like what was this one? Fathomless Plunge, Grasping Tentacles, Oceanic Soul, Tentacle of the they just shuffled some stuff around.
But so I think we can. This one's too close to the last one, so we can just not rank it. But the other two, Fathomless and the other one, were actually quite different.
Agreed.
Yes, yeah, I think so. I think my account of events is probably what happened. They were like, okay, so
you think Kraken into Lurker into Fathomless?
I think so.
I agree, but I like that we've rated them as is. I think we just skip Lurker. Don't just skip the middle child.
Yeah. There's no way to delete this. So
no, it'll be there forever. Enjoy.
Put it down. I mean, we could put a tier below F that's just unranked.
No, just leave it in the bottom because the screenshot doesn't include the bottom anyway.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, just don't put it in.
Okay, well, that's the halfway point.
That's what we did last time, where we had one we didn't rank. We just kept it down there at the bottom.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of sad that we didn't end on a third tentacle one, but maybe it's for the best.
So it goes.
Was a little bit of a disappointment.
Third tentacle one, and it lives on in our heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about Undying Light? Does that hold promise of some tentacle action, perhaps?
I don't think so.
Or is that more undead?
Undying Light, if I had to guess, wait. Oh, this is another like healing one. All right.
Okay.
Well, I am well satisfied to leave that there and then get
Yeah.
back to this next week, of which there will be a stream, I believe.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
around
don't
next
know.
weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I probably am around as well.
What do you not know about?
I think the Mike Merles one did come first. Yeah.
The
I
Kraken
think-
one?
Yeah. Yes. The Kraken.
It's literally called the Kraken.
I know. Whatever. I don't remember the names.
There's Kraken, there's Lurker, and there's Fathomless. Like
The
it's literally,
non-unearthed Arcana one.
Dan, it's literally SSC. You got this.
I don't know. I wasn't even looking at the names, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm so fucking good at this. We don't need to rate a middle child.
Is it the middle child?
It is.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It is. The Unearthed Arcana is the middle child one.
Yep.
Yep.
Which makes sense. It's the one closest to the other two.
It's the
true.
missing link.
Yeah.
The missing evolutionary link. Boys, we found it.
Wow.
Someone at Wizards was just determined for tentacles to be printed
They
in
were like,
some
I
form.
want the tentacles in the game and I want it now.
Yeehaw.
Cool. Well, on that note,
Mhm.
I'll put up the stream ending screen.
Good stream.
We'll see you
Good
next week.
stream.
Probably a little earlier next week because I will not have to go to my parents' place for a couple hours.
Uh-huh. And we won't have to clean barbecue sauce off the front
Oh,
patio.
pain. We
I'm
still have
sorry.
Good job, Josh.
we
I'm
have
proud of you.
we still have enough left to use tomorrow, which is
Good.
lucky, but we just don't have any left over for general purpose.
Tragic. But it's okay.
Sad.